Yes, and make us new rebels. New rebels. Yes, and make us new rebels. Yeah.
Dismantled and lost it. The summer winds came with your voice so soft, and the ocean moved. When I first saw you, I swear the ocean moved. You took my hand, I felt my heartbeat rising. I slowed you down, saying, don't go. I wanted you was so surprising. You looked back and said, I know. So where we're going, you won't need a suitcase, baby, right now. Why don't you lie down for a minute before you just leave town? I'm gonna make you make the sweetest of sounds. I want you.
Was a dark night, but there just happened to be just enough glow from the street light hitting your face just right, letting you see how you could not hide what we both did and say. Our eyes were both asking, did you feel it too? How the ocean just moved when you looked my way.
So where we're going, you won't need a suitcase, baby, right now. Why don't you lie down for a minute before you just leave town? I'm gonna make you make the sweetest of sounds. I want you. Let your moves be my percussion and your body the sound. Baby, if you would leave, I'd be so blue. The only version of me I like is when I'm next to you. I felt my heartbeat rising. I slowed you down, saying, don't go. The way I wanted you was so surprising. You looked back and said, I know. So where we're going, you won't need a suitcase, baby, right now. Why don't you lie down for a minute before you just leave town? Gonna make you make the sweetest of sounds. I want you. Let your moves be my percussion and your body the sound. Let your moves be my percussion.
try to run, but you can't get through. You said you were honest, but I never can tell. The words are like cigarette burns on myself. What makes it worse is that they don't go away, and neither do you, neither do you. You said you were honest, but I never can tell. The words are like cigarette burns on myself. What makes it worse is that they don't go away, and neither do you, neither do you. I tried to find the truth in you. The truth was never something you could do. I just wanna feel good. I wanna feel special. Dig down underneath the pressure.
새롭게 쓰여지는 왕좌를
Hello,
향한
everyone.
이야기 ASL
Hello
시즌
everyone, welcome
8.
to the day
지난
2
일요일
of the
쉽게
ASL season
예측할
8.
수 없었던
Today, before we
결과들로
get into the
ASL
match,
시즌
we
8의
actually have an
활약을
interview
열어봤는데요.
with the
오늘
4
또
players who will be
어떤
playing
새로운
tonight.
이야기들이 추가될지 비조 경기를 앞두고 있는 네
And
명의
this will
선수와
be the
함께
Group B
긴장
today.
풀어보는 시간 가져보겠습니다. 자, 오늘 나와주신 네 분의
Okay,
선수
we have the
만나볼게요.
players.
윤찬희 선수, 이몽규
Larva,
선수,
Rush,
김범수 선수 그리고
Mong.
유영진 선수 나와주셨습니다. 안녕하세요.
Hello.
자, 먼저 이몽규 선수와 좀 인사를 나눠보겠습니다.
Larva, you
잠시
first.
휴식을 취했던 시즌 6를 제외하고
Apart from season 8, when you took a break, you always challenged the ASL and you got into the main stage. What is your determination
이번
this
시즌도
season?
그냥 연습 열심히 하면서
Well, this
제가
season,
하던 대로만 하면은
I practice a lot, and if I can just show that on stage, I think I can be the champion.
운동도 굉장히 열심히
Oh, you've
하신다고
exercised
들었어요.
quite a bit as well.
몸도 굉장히 건강해진 느낌이
So
드는데
I think you
아무래도
look
경기
a little bit more
연습할 때는
healthy now
이런 부분이
in terms of
도움이 많이
physique.
되실 것 같거든요.
운동이 이제 저는 멘탈이 필요한 줄 몰랐는데
Well,
멘탈이 되게 많이
exercise,
필요하더라고요.
I didn't
그러다
know it
보니까 이제
involved
뭐
mentality as
장기전을
well,
가든지 아니면 제가 조금
but I
유리한
realized it
상황에서
does.
좀 멘탈적인 부분으로 많이
And I
도움이
think it
됐던 것
helped
같아요.
me in terms of mentality.
훨씬 더 컨디션이 더
So
좋아진
my
것 같아요.
condition has been better
확실히
than
이몽규
ever.
선수에게 경험에서 나오는 노련함이
We can
느껴진다면
clearly
옆에
tell
앉아
that you're
계신
very
선수는
experienced.
오늘 ASL을 통해서 또 오프라인 무대에 처음 출전하는 선수 나와 계시죠.
And today
지금
we have
본인
a
얘기하니까
player
깜짝 놀라시는데
who is challenging the ASL for the first time.
안녕하세요.
It is Noob. Hello.
이런 인터뷰 자리도 굉장히 어색하고 모든 게
You know,
다
this
좀
interview
낯설 것
might feel a
같은데
little bit
많이
awkward to you today.
긴장되시나요?
Are you nervous?
좋을 것 같아요.
I think I'm just gonna pass
지금
out right
어떠세요,
now.
좀 기분이?
How are you feeling?
여기 자체가 그냥 다 되게
You know,
신기한
just
것
being
같아요.
here, it's everything's
경기장에
surprising.
딱 와서 뭐가 제일 좀 낯선 기분이 드셨나요?
What was the most surprising thing when you came here?
메이크업 받을 때가
Getting makeup for sure.
오늘 정말 내가 경기를 뛰는구나 하는 기분이 드셨을 것 같아요. 자, 오늘 인터뷰를 통해 좀 긴장을 푸는 시간이
I hope you
되셨으면
get a little bit
좋겠습니다.
less nervous
자,
with the
윤찬희
interview.
선수와도 좀 인사를 나눠볼게요.
Alright,
대국민
next up,
스타리그부터 시작된
we have
ASL
Mong.
역사에 이번 시즌까지
You've been
대국민
with
선수가
ASL for
딱
such a long
계십니다.
time.
김성현 선수와 또
with last.
제 앞에 계신 윤찬희 선수인데요. 이번 시즌은 또 어떤 마음가짐이신지
What mindset do you
들어볼게요.
have going into season
이번
8?
시즌은 제가 마지막이 될 것 같아요.
This season might be my last, to be
올해
honest.
말쯤에 이제 군대를 가야
I'm going to the army at the end of the year.
좀 마지막이라는 게
So
좀
since
약간
this will be the
새롭긴
last.
하죠, 저한테. 네.
그렇기 때문에 많은 팬분들도 윤찬희 선수가 이번
So I
시즌
guess that's
정말
why the
높은
fans are
곳에 가길
rooting for you
기대하고
this
계실 것
season.
같아요.
맨날 이제 퍼포먼스만 준비하다가
You know, I've always been
자꾸 부러지는
focusing on the
느낌이라
performance
이번에는 진짜
performance,
웃음기 쫙 빼고
and this time around, I'm gonna play in a very serious manner and show what I can do.
네, 또 윤찬희 선수만큼이나 여러 번 ASL의 도전을 이어가고 계신
And the
선수들이
next player has
계시잖아요.
also
윤찬희
challenged the
선수
ASL for
안녕하세요.
quite a lot,
유독
quite a.
16강 조지명 씨과는 좀
quite a lot.
인연이 없었는데 이번
You've
시즌은
always
좀
had
다를
bad
거라는
luck
각오로
with round of
오셨을 것
16
같거든요.
and group
어떠세요?
nomination.
항상 매번
How are you feeling today?
새로운 마음가짐으로 오긴 하는데
You know, every time I come here, I have a new mindset, and I just want to show the fans what I'm capable of.
자, 여기 계신 네 분 모두 이번 시즌 에이스에 임하는 각오가 모두 남다르신 것 같습니다.
And I guess the
그래서
four players here all have
여러분께
different
궁금하신
kinds
점이
of
정말
determination
많으셨던 것
coming
같아요.
to today's
질문 한번
match.
전해드릴게요. 이몽규 선수와 먼저 얘기를 좀
Larva, you
나눠보겠습니다.
first.
항상 연달아 빠른 탈락을 하면서
You always end up getting disqualified, eliminated quickly,
강한 자신감을 유지할 수
but
있는
you always have
본인의
high
마인드
confidence
컨트롤
despite
비결이 뭘까요?
your performance.
자신
Why is that?
있으니까 자신감이 생기는
Well,
것
I have
같아요.
high confidence because I am confident.
어쨌든 선수는 결과로 말해야 되는
Well,
게
I mean, a
맞는
player
거지만
always has
그동안
to answer with
과정을
his
되게
performance.
중요시했었거든요. 하지만
But
이제는
you know, the
결과를
process
조금
is
중요시
also actually quite
지금 이
instrumental as well.
자신감이 아무래도 옆에 있는 김범수 선수에게 정말 필요한 부분이
I
아닐까 하는
think
생각이
Noob
들어요.
has to
물론
have
오늘 좀
some confidence
적으로 또
today
만나지만
going into the
김범수
matches.
선수에게 좀 조언을 해준다면 어떤 마음가짐을 좀 가지라고 해주고 싶나요, 이몽규 선수?
What kind of advice would you give him today?
오늘 빨리 집에 가겠구나.
Well, he's gonna go home quickly today.
이렇게 시작부터 기를 많이 죽이시는데
That's not a
김범수
nice
선수
thing to
오히려
say
김범수
before
선수
getting
이런
into the
말이
match.
긴장을 좀 풀어주지 않나요?
네, 엄청 도움되는 것
Do you
같아요.
think it's helpful? Yeah, I think it's
본인이
helpful.
좀 경기에 임할 때 좀 긴장을 푸는 방법 혹시 있나요?
Okay, how do
근데
you
이제
get
이런
less
인터뷰
nervous
현장이 처음이라서
in
그런
the
거지.
game?
게임하러 가면은 긴장은 안 될 것 같아요.
You know, like the interview, it's
자, 그럼
like
계속해서
really
이몽규
nervous,
선수와
but
좀
when I get
얘기를
into the
나눠볼
game,
텐데
I don't feel much. I don't feel much nervous at all.
같아요. 대회만 나오면 항상 허세만 부리다 광탈을 했는데
You know, the fans
이번
saying that
시즌만큼은
every time
격분하고
you
진지한 태도를
come
임할
into the
생각
offline
없으신가요?
stage,
질문을
you end up being
남겨주셨었는데 저
ostentatious
이분이 굉장히
and
좀
get
오해를 하고 있다는
eliminated
생각이
early in the
들어요. 제가
game.
보기에는 이몽규 선수
How about
누구보다
you keep
굉장히
a humble
진지하게
attitude this
임하고 계신
season?
것 같거든요. 좀 해명을 해주셔야 될 것 같은데요.
아까도
How would you answer
말했지만 결과가 중요하잖아요.
Like I said,
이기면
you
자신감이고
know, the player's
지면은
performance matters the
자만이라고
most.
생각을 해요. 그래가지고 뭐 자만이라고 생각하시는 것 같은데.
So I mean, he might think it's ostentatious, but you know, I'm always playing seriously.
이몽규 선수 오늘 표정이 정말 비장합니다. 좀 경기 안에서 좀
Your
기대를 해봐야 할
expression
것
looks very
같은데요.
serious today.
자, 계속해서 김범수 선수와도 좀
Alright,
얘기
next one
나눠보겠습니다.
is a
자,
question
이번 대회가
for
첫
Noob.
메이저 개인리그 출전이시잖아요.
This is your first shot
지금도 좀 심호흡을
at a
하고 계신데
official
지금
offline
많은
match.
분들이 기대와 또 우려를
And a lot of the
지켜보고
fans are
계세요.
here today.
본인을 좀
You know,
소개하는 멘트가
they're
필요할
a
것
little
같거든요, 이
worried
시점에서.
and excited at the same time. What do you think?
그냥 이제 가수 김범수랑 이름이 똑같은.
You know, I
프로듀서라고
actually
기억해
coincidentally
주시면
have the same
기억이
name
잘
as a
되실
singer
것 같아요.
Kim Bum-soo. but,
선수의
you know,
이름만큼은
I'm clearly a different
결코
person.
좀 잊혀지지 않을 것 같은데 제가 온라인상에서도 전적을 찾아보니까
You know, I've searched up your match history, and the three players apart from Larva have actually played against each other quite a lot. How do you regard each other?
범수님이요?
네.
약간 프로토스계 몽군 음지에 약간 있는데
He's a good pros player,
기본기가 좀 출중합니다.
but his basics are very good.
하지만
However,
할 거예요.
I don't think he's gonna perform well on stage.
프로토스계 몽군이기 때문에
Since
긴장을 많이
he's the
해서
Mong of
네.
Protoss,
뭔가 긴장감을 못 이기지 않을까.
if he can beat his nervousness, maybe he can win.
받아들이자니 떨어질 것 같다는 얘기고 좀 묘한데요. 유영진 선수는 어떤 느낌 받으셨는지
Rush,
궁금해요.
what do you think about Noob?
제가 아마 좀 가장 많이 해봤을 텐데
I mean, I probably played him
기본기는 좋은데
the most. His basics
저보다
are good,
좀
but
제가 좀 더 기본기가
he's
좋습니다.
not better than me.
김범수 선수가 확실히 이제 좀 웃음을 되찾으신 것 같아요.
You're a
이두
noob, you're
선수의
starting to laugh a
평가에
lot.
대한 개인적인 의견도 들어보고 싶은데요.
What's your opinion, Mong?
일부러 진 거라서
You know, I
대회 때
lost
더
on
좋은
pur-
모습
I lost on purpose.
보여주면은
So, you know, I'm gonna play seriously on
어,
offline stage.
그렇다면 본인만의 무기가 있다는 얘기를
So are you
해석이
saying
되는데
that you have a
그게
special
뭘까요?
weapon of your own?
그거는 비밀.
That's a
경기
secret.
안에서 오늘
That's
모든
confidential.
걸 좀 보여주실 계획이시군요. 알겠습니다. 기대하도록 하겠습니다.
Alright, we'll look forward to
윤찬희
that.
선수와도 얘기 나눠볼게요.
Okay, let's
아무래도 윤찬희
talk with Mong.
선수는 최근 또 너무 아리따우신
You know, recently
여자친구분과
you announced
공개적인
publicly that
사연을
you're going out with
나누고
BJ Gucciwon.
관련한 질문들이 많이 올라왔는데요.
So there's a lot of
최근
questions
BJ
concerning that.
구치원과의 공개 연애 후 연습량이
So after your
급속도로
public announcement,
줄어들었는데
there has been a rumor
혹시
saying that your
강사라고
practice
군대로
load
가는 건
has
아닌지 우려의
decreased
목소리를
considerably.
남겨주셨네요. 여자친구분이
Are you going to the
어떤
army
이런 질문을
after
남겨준 게
getting
아닌가 하는
eliminated
생각이
early in the
들
round?
정도로
아이디가 몽군 5년 건방인데 저 요새 방송 안 보는 친구인 것 같은데요.
You know, I don't think he's been tuning into my stream a lot.
연애 이후로 이제 연습량이 줄었다고
I mean, of
하는데
course, I've
사실 여자친구랑
decreased
이제
a little bit
장거리
in
연애를
terms of
하면서
practice load.
일주일에 이제 한 번 뭐 안 보면 뭐 2주에 한 번 이렇게 보기 때문에
But I only see her
그
1 to 2
시간
times
동안
two times a
연습밖에
week.
할 게 없거든요.
네.
So,
이거는 좀
you know,
약간
there's
잘못
still
알고
plenty of
계신
time
게
to
아닌가.
practice. So I think the person who questioned this one
전혀 걱정할
is
필요가 없다.
kind of
오히려
misunderstanding
연습량이
the
연애
things.
후에 늘었다라고 좀 얘기를 해주셨는데 바로 다음 질문 이어서 드릴게요.
Alright, the next question.
이번에도 좀 여자친구분과 관련된 내용입니다.
This one's concerning your girlfriend as well.
방송도 흥하고 좋은 분위기인 것
After the
같은데
public announcement,
여자친구분이 오늘 경기 어떤 응원을
How has your girlfriend been rooting for you?
항상 뭐 이렇게 뭐 특별히 막 이렇게 항상 저에게 자신감을
I mean, she's always
이렇게
given me
불어넣어주기
confidence.
때문에 뭐 특별히 이렇게 뭐 이렇게 얘기한 건 없고요.
But
잘하라고,
nothing in special. She just told me to play good.
얘기했습니다.
It was simple.
이 경기 전에 이런 좀 응원들이 많이 힘이 되잖아요. 어떻게 이몽규 선수는 또 하이미에게 또 어떤 응원을 좀
Larva,
받고 오지 않았나요?
did your baby girl say anything
그냥 아빠 가라고.
good to you?
뭐라고요?
가라고요, 아빠.
가라고.
she just
빨리
said,
이기고
"Dad, go
오라고.
away."
다른 선수들 굉장히 부러울 것 같습니다.
I'm sure the
유영진
other
선수한테
players
얘기를
are
나눠볼게요.
quite jealous of that.
유영진 선수는 아마 이영호 선수의 응원을 받고 오지 않았을까
Rush.
하는 생각이 드는데
You've got
오늘
some
경기
cheer
날기전도
from
지금까지
Flash
직접
before you
찾아가서
came here.
피드백을 듣고
You actually
오셨다고
went to Flash's house to get some
들었습니다.
feedback.
어떻게 좀 도움이 되셨나요?
Do you think the feedback was helpful?
일단 여기 있는 몽군이랑 같이 갔는데
Well, I went there with Mong,
몽이가 좀 끼어들어가지고
and Mong kinda interrupted, and I couldn't get all the feedback I wanted.
많이 배워서 오늘
But
도움이
still,
많이
it was
될 것
very
같고
helpful.
달라진 모습 보여드리도록
And I'll show you a
하겠습니다.
different side of me today.
말씀하셨다시피 사실 윤찬희 선수는 이전에 이미 이영호 선수의
Just like you mentioned,
피드백을
Mong is
받았잖아요.
another Flash's
어떻게
disciple.
유영진 선수가 좀 그 가르침을 잘
Do you think
소화해낼
Rush
수
can
있을까요?
actually absorb the feedback?
원래 이게 그 그릇이 돼야
You know,
담는 것도 담을
to
수
absorb the
있습니다.
feedback, you need to have
네,
중요하죠.
제가 첫
big
그릇이었는데 전 담지
plate.
못했거든요. 인제 담을 수 있는데 영진이 형은 멀었습니다.
You know, Rush.
유영진 선수
I don't think he can absorb Flash's feedback yet.
가르침이기 때문에 그리고 제가 끼어든 게 가장 컸던 것 같아요. 정말
And
다행입니다. 왜냐면
I'm really glad that I
세트에서
interrupted.
이영호의 피드백 받고 저랑 게임했으면
If he received Flash's feedback completely and played against me, I'll be in danger.
것이 오히려
So the interruption was definitely very successful.
오늘 네 그렇게 생각합니다.
윤찬희 선수의 답변을 들을 때마다 오늘 경기를 기대하지 않을 수가
Every
없네요.
time we hear
오늘
Mong's
정말
response,
기대가 됩니다.
I'm just
자,
looking forward to
유영진
today's
선수에게
matches.
온 마지막 질문입니다.
Okay, the last question for
실전파기
Rush.
ASL에서의 우승에 계속해서 도전하고 계신데
You know, you've always been
유영진
challenging the
선수에게
ASL like
노력이란?
8 times now. What does the word perseverance mean to you?
저는 노력도 하나의 재능이라고
Well,
생각하거든요.
I believe that
일단
perseverance
열심히
is
하고
one of
있고
the natural talents that you have.
이번에는 좀 좋은 결과 나올 수 있도록
And this time around,
열심히
I'll
하겠습니다.
try to show good performance.
자, 오늘 네 분의 모든 경기 응원하고 기대하도록 하겠습니다.
Okay, I'll cheer
인터뷰
for
고맙습니다.
all the games today.
감사합니다.
Thank you for the interview.
자, 이렇게 해서 비조 경기를 앞두고 있는 4명의 선수와 함께했습니다. 과연 오늘은 어떤 선수들이 16강 진출을 확정 지을지.
AfreecaTV ASL Season 8 Expansion.
All right, so that was the interview. You know, after living here for 11 years, still sometimes I feel like I'm on an alien planet after these interviews. I am Artosis, and alongside me today, a professional gamer, Cadenzi. How are you doing, Cadenzi?
Oh, it's amazing to be here, and hearing the players' interviews from up here is so awesome.
Yeah, it really is, especially because you need a big plate to understand Flash's feedback. Well, we'll see if that works out for our Terran players, because we do have a couple other strong players here today as well. One Zerg player, thank God, as you are a Zerg yourself.
Hopefully Larva doesn't just get eliminated immediately and then leave us with Terran versus Terran and Terran versus Protoss for...
I wouldn't mind having a couple TVTs tonight. I mean, we get at least one. You don't know how rare this is for me. Okay, look at KSL in the previous few seasons. Look at ASL in the previous few seasons. The amount of TVTs I get is critically low. Give me this Cadenzi.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. You can have your Terran versus Terran.
Thank you. At least no ZVZ.
As long as you explain it to me.
I will do just that, no problems.
Fantastic.
Here is our round of 24 groups. Of course, we had Sexry and Flash get out of their group A on Sunday. Did you watch that group at all?
Yeah, of course. I saw Sexry's incredible performance there.
You like that burrow stuff he was doing?
Yeah, he has taught that in his tutorial. So I actually knew that build from there.
Oh my god.
And it was one of the builds I had practiced for versus Toss Girl before, but I never used it.
Oh wow.
Because
well,
she never did one-on-one. Damn it.
It seemed good. Well, good for Saxry. Advances there in first place. And of course, you saw today's group. Here are our 4 players. You know, out of all these, I think Larva is generally considered the strongest, but you know, we have players here. Obviously, Noob is kind of the new guy. For people that don't know who Noob is, he also goes by Ajuk12.
Well, are they going to know him by that name? Definitely not.
Well, he won some foreigner tournaments under that ID.
I thought he uses Noob in foreigner tournaments.
Did he? Okay. Well, maybe
I don't know.
Maybe I just know what his IDs are and nobody else. Anyways, he's Noob, but he's no noob. He's a noob though as far as being in ASL goes. So definitely an underdog because he hasn't played on this type of stage yet, but still a strong Protoss player.
He's definitely like a ladder warrior, so we'll see if we can translate that to the actual real stage game.
Normally people don't. What we generally see is you have to be in ASL like 3-4 times before you're gonna really have a chance to get out of this round.
Yeah, I know. Even just from being on stage a couple of times, I'm still a little bit nervous when I go on stage to play. So that experience is definitely very important. But you do definitely improve a lot every single time.
Oh yeah, it's really crucially important to play in front of audiences and gain that type of experience. If you don't have that and someone else says, that's why like I thought it was really smart what Mong said. It's like, oh, he's really good. I don't think he's going to play well today though. Like that's, you know, it's likely that that's the case.
Yeah, but then it's the same kind of case for Mong. He's not good at playing in front of audience as well. So.
Well, this just shows his qualifier run. He, of course, qualified in Jeonju, the second stop. Have you played against Noob at all?
I've actually recently played against Noob on ladder.
How was that?
It was actually a very close game, but I did the build that I did against Naura where I did the drop.
Oh yeah, on Overwatch.
Like 2 hatchery into 3 hatchery drops into the main at like very early time. I did that against Noob, except he went gateway first, so I kind of had to transpose the build, and make extra zerglings, and it was a little confusing, but it almost worked. So I was very happy about it almost working.
Yeah.
Because he's a very strong player.
No, he's super strong to even be here in the ASL. Speaks so much of your skill. Even if he goes 0-2 in an embarrassing manner, he's still one of the strongest players in the world at the moment. Anyways, we are going to get into it. Multiverse, our first map.
Now playing in Multiverse.
And here we go in the left side bottomish part of the map. But up from the most bottomish part, it's Larva. In the more bottomish left part of the map, it's Noob. Which means, of course, that they are unfathomably close by air, but pretty far by land.
Yeah, it's a little strange. You don't normally get this close of an air distance. It's like a Lost Temple kind of feel.
Yeah, yeah.
But he has sent in the Overlord in the other direction, which I've actually seen people do that. Because they want to get their Overlord to the far location right away. And then their other Overlord can just easily
poke in there in like 2 seconds and check. Some fans out in the audience. So, you know, looking at this type of spawn on this type of map, is there any strategies that come to mind for you for ZVP, being our resident Zerg expert here?
Well, I think it's very likely he's going to open Mutas almost no matter what kind of build he does. Like if he does a far expansion, then he's probably going to take early gases instead of the early 4th base and then go Mutas. Or if he's going to go for a different kind of style, like the 3 Hatchery Spire into 5 Hatchery Hydra, he's probably going to do the 5 Muta style. I think very likely to have Mutas, right?
Yeah, you would think so, but isn't that kind of obvious? And don't Corsairs beat Mutas?
Kind of. If they go 1 Stargate and you have a couple of gas and you just keep pumping out Mutas and Scourge, you can just overrun them.
Yeah.
But it kind of depends how the game flow is going, of course.
Well, we'll see if that comes true here. Larva's definitely a player that I've seen go Muta against Protoss quite often. In fact, one of the KSL seasons, I remember it was this tragic thing where I believe it was against Movie. He just went Mutas like every game and ended up losing 2-3 and not even making it into the first season there. So definitely a player that likes that style.
Yeah, and I'm actually interested to see if he goes for the far away expansion, which I think he has to in this situation. Well,
I mean, he could take top left or the top expansions in general, right?
Yeah,
like,
he can take top left, but then you almost might as well take 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess so. It's actually much more easily defendable, very wide at the top left. The probe gets in here for Noob. Let's see that he can keep it alive for quite some time. Just the 1 gate Zealot pressure coming as well.
The Zealot is chasing the drone that is actually going to the top left corner. But he's not doing his staple build where he likes to take another starting expansion. That's the very Larva style that we know.
Yeah. Why would you say that is? Like, why wouldn't he go for that style that we've seen from him so much in the past?
I think the reason is because Corsair Reaver is kind of the go-to build on this map.
Yeah.
And defending against Corsair Reaver with faraway expansions can be very tricky. And I think he feels confident against Noob, like he's the better player.
Yeah.
So why take that risk, I guess?
Makes sense. The Zealot from Noob gonna see exactly where the hatchery does finally get poked down. Finds a wonderful place to stand there.
Yeah, it looks like the Zerglings can't come in from the bottom either, can they?
Yeah,
Past
it
the
has
coral.
that I was going to call it coral as well. It's like coral that grows outside the ocean on Twilight maps. Okay. Well, it looks like Noob just kind of gets his Nexus up, getting that all secured, going into his gas. No layer yet.
Oh, and he's pulled drones off of gas, and he's not using his gas either.
What are we seeing here from Larva?
Some sort of impromptu Zergling all-in?
The cannon going up and everything. I wonder if he'll stay on that. Okay, he does start his layer now. We do have another probe, I believe, out on the map right now. Going to swing through for a bit more scouting, perhaps.
Looks like he might have taken his gas so early that he sort of misjudged exactly how much minerals he's going to have. I don't know how he's managed to mess that up, really. He's a professional player, and he's like, yeah. You would think he's practiced it perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Could be nervous.
Kind of weird. I mean, maybe he was thrown off just slightly by the Zealot pressure, chasing that drone immediately rather than going towards his natural. But Stargate is on the way. Oh, and a building just went down. I wonder what that is. I mean, that would have to be a Hydralis den, right?
Yeah.
It couldn't be. You never
or
go in an evolution chamber right now, do you?
You could do like super fast carapace or something, but
What
you don't
would
really
that
see
lead
that too
into?
often. I have seen Larva specifically do fast evolution chamber before, and then he goes carapace, and then he goes like a spore to defend from the Corsair and just makes drones everywhere. But I don't think
That would be cool. I would prefer that to a 3-hatchery Hydralis type of play here. Oh, a few lings here. Chasing back these Zealots that came out. Looks like they might end up killing one. No.
no. But they did get very low, so they're just going to stay as the defenders, I guess.
And what is that probe doing at the top right there? Is he going to be making
Proxying gateways.
I like it. It's such a big map. Makes sense.
But Larva is going for Hydras, so they could end up like almost base chasing with each other.
Yeah. Is this going, like, this must be quick drops, right?
Yeah, he's got the layer very early, so you think he's probably going for drops of his Hydras. But now he knows that he's going Hydras, and Larva knows that his opponent knows that he's going Hydras, so he might start making drones now, and if he does, he might die to this proxy.
Yeah, for real. And especially considering you can pop out DTs from there as well. So that Templar Archives is going to be finishing up.
Oh, losing the Corsair to huge.
Whoa.
What a mistake.
Oh, did you see his mouth when that happened? He did the, oh. Noob, maybe a little bit nervous here. Normally don't lose a Corsair to 2 Hydralisks firing at it.
Yeah, and he's not even getting to use his proxy so far, although he can make a Dark Templar from there, and that's probably what he's going to do, just make one Dark Templar.
I would imagine
Not
so.
add any more gateways, just have that one.
We've seen a strategy like this from Rain last season, if I recall correctly.
Oh. How did that work out?
Oh wait, no, that was actually Zealots that he was making out of the proxy gate. Never mind. It was not DT, but yeah, he won. He's Rain. What do you? what kind of question is that? All right, well,
of course.
Here comes the DT out on the map.
And there's no Overlord up here, although this is probably an Overlord A.
Look at that Larva starting to shut all the paths. Oh, and he's actually, is he going to go to the top left, or is he going for the natural?
Could be a little greasy of him to come here, especially since he can see of his course. Oh, he goes right over the Overlord.
This was not the way that he wanted it to go down, that's for sure.
Yeah, but there was another Overlord over here anyways. But he has now completely alerted Larva, and now the Hydras are coming as well.
Oh, another... Oh my god, he's even going to kill the Corsair before it gets the Overlord.
Oh, he doesn't go for it though. He starts attacking the Dark Templar.
Well, right now Larva looking like he just wants to close all the doors on the map right now. Do you like that for the Zerg player here? Just shutting everything down and buying that extra time?
I think what you want to do is shut all but one of them down.
Well, I guess the funny part is, too, if you kill only one assimilator, Zerg units still fit through.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, the Zealot does not even fit through at that
But
point.
it looks like he's killing both of them on all locations, except for the middle so far.
Okay.
But he doesn't know where the proxy is. He hasn't found that. So that could still pose a threat.
Oh, wait. Zealots can't get through there, actually. Never mind. Okay, I'm dumb. Did you know through the double killed, a ghost can still fit through there?
Yeah, of course.
Why is that, of course? Why would you know that? No one makes
Because
sense.
good old Kix is always reminding everyone of that.
All right.
Every time he has one of his wonky maps on his wonky map tournament.
Alrighty. Good on you, Kix. Keeping the word out.
Oh, Burrow.
Ooh. Bro, getting such a resurgence lately.
Yeah, Burrow's very good against Corsair Reaver, so you might have just expected Corsair Reaver and gone Burrow way in advance.
Ooh, very nice move right there. Great pickoff. Of course, the Robo just now starting. It's going to take a while to get over there and do anything about it. Meanwhile, these Hydra's going to come in. There's no Overlord here as of yet. One is coming down, though.
so much damage to shut this down. Now, what does Noob do from here? How does he come back?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. Larva is just kind of macroing like a madman right now. He's up 16 supply in Zerg versus Protoss.
Yeah, and he has his 6 hatcheries and a good drone count.
Yeah.
More drones coming in, and he's even taking a 4th base now.
What type of supply lead do you generally look at for Protoss where it's still even for Zerg? Because I know that when Protoss gets ahead, when Zerg gets ahead, it's like a big advantage.
Well, yeah, if Zerg is ever ahead, that's very terrible for Protoss.
Yeah.
Protoss can still kind of make something happen if they're only like few, like 10 supply ahead. That's still pretty good. But even on the supply count or ahead for Zerg, it's very difficult.
Yeah. Zerg can function with so little supply.
And he's still just trying to take this base.
It's pretty hard for him at the moment.
And there's the gateway. Hello.
Oh my god, that's like the 5th probe that got caught going over to the bottom right.
Poor Noob, I feel so bad for him. He must be so nervous.
Yeah, I mean, this is his first really big Sage match here. Oh my god!
Another probe.
Oh. This is, this Larva versus Noob game almost looks like a Flash versus Larva game.
Well, he's a noob, right? So
huh?
What can you expect? His name is Noob.
Yeah,
you know?
It's quite true.
Oh, yeah, and the shuttle.
God. Okay, so I'm feeling bad for Noob right now.
Everything wrong for him.
Yeah. So he might finally start a Nexus here, but the amount that he's behind right now, he's down 30 supply. And it's not like it's 170 against 200 where you can win a battle.
Right.
No, it's not like that at all. It's 82 to 110, so.
The one thing is, though, the map is cut off.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
true. That's true.
So he can just take Nexuses almost everywhere, and the Larva can't really attack them right now until he takes care of the temples or drops over.
Yeah. Which way would you like to do this as Larva? Let's say you're in this kind of dominating position right now. The center is blocked off. Are you just making mass hatcheries? Are you trying to go for a Doom drop? Are you taking up to Defiler? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, as Larva, you go for. Whoa, he's going for the drop though. But I was thinking he goes for just like drones and Hive, and then does like Defiler drops.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think going for Hydra drops is risky, because if they get the storms in or kill the Overlord somehow, you've just given up the game for what reason?
No, totally. Like, it almost feels like he's trying to finish it too quickly. And, I mean, as we all know, it can be pretty hard to finish off your opponent in this game. Look at that army! That is the perfect army to destroy this!
Or is it?
Well, when it takes you that long
storm
to react, and then those storms look like that, I guess not. Noob having a very, very, very first tough game here in the ASL.
Yeah, things have not gone well for him at all, and I don't see any possible way he can come back.
Yeah. Larva just kind of has everything right now.
He might be able to shake off his nerves a little for the losers match, just by trying to play it out a little. That might be a good idea for him.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Just kind of get your hands continuing to move and all that. But as of this game's super duper over. GG is called, and Larva smashes through Noob in game number 1.
As you'd expect, really.
Yeah. No, well, this is what is expected when you're first hitting the pro scene. This is why things like Royal Roading, which is winning on your first try, are so impressive and so rare, and just it never happens. That's why we talk about it when it's a possibility, when someone looks like they might be able to do it. Because Noob is a very strong player, but you could see that that was not his game. That's not his best game. He is much, much better than what we just saw there. It's just, it's so hard to bring it. When here you are, you're finally in ASL. You're playing against Larva, for God's sake.
Yeah, and you're not used to your home setup. You're not used to your chair, your desk, everything being exactly how you like it.
Yeah.
It's hard to reproduce. Even if you bring a ruler, measure everything, it's hard.
It really is. You got to bring your cushion. You got to bring your
favorite
ruler.
teddy bear.
All those things, they're important. Well, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, finally, a TVT.
재미가 없으면 원래 TV가 아니지.
마지막에 우리가 잡으면 게임 세. 결국엔 우리가 잡을 수밖에 없어. 사내 셋이 목숨 걸고 게임을 했는데 끝은 봐야지.
Is the return of Titans.
We stopped the Skadora. We stopped them all.
Is there another creature that might stand a chance against him?
My God.
AfreecaTV ASL Season 8 Expansion.
Welcome back to the ASL. We just saw the first match of Noob ever in the ASL. The opening seemed like okay, and then everything went downhill from there. Larva really smashed him. It was a tough game. He never really got his feet under him.
Yeah, it was a little unlucky for him. Everything just went wrong for him. His Dark Templar walked over to the Overlord. They just happened to be there.
Yeah. The fact that he was trying the natural first, it was almost like he was overthinking it. You know what I mean? Where like, well, the third, that's almost too obvious. I'll go to the natural. It's like, no, go to the third. It's really far away. He probably doesn't have that much there. Come on.
Yeah, definitely bad decision making there, I think.
Yeah. Well, Noob goes to the loser match where he'll end up playing a Terran. Of course, Larva going to be playing a Terran too, which means we have a TVT coming up next. Mong versus Rush. Two very strong Terran players. I would say, Mong obviously known for good macro, known for very strong TVP, very strong TVT. His TVZ a little bit more iffy, I would say.
Yeah, they're kind of the opposite of each other.
Yeah.
Rush is good at TVZ, Mong's terrible at TVZ. And then, yeah, they're the opposite of each other, definitely.
Yeah, Rush is definitely one of the Terran players that I'm most excited about as a Terran player, watching various Terrans rise through the ranks. I feel like he is a very strong player nowadays. Of course, we're showing Mong here first, and I feel like he's had a revival of skill this year. He was doing very well in a lot of the KCMs this year. He was just kind of, I feel like him and Best were just playing very strong games several months ago, and I mean, I think he's in pretty good shape, but strong enough to get out of this group? I don't know.
I've always seen Mong as similar to, Gimchi. They both kind of don't play much, but they're both kind of like reasonably solid.
Yeah. Both pretty strong macro players overall. But, the guy that he's going to play against here, I would definitely agree with you. He's like, his TVZ is probably his most impressive, although he's had a few decent well, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, Caster Muse, he won that over Soma, right? And he played a TVT in like the round of, oh wait, no, that TVT was the worst series I've ever seen in my whole life. So I'm not going to bring that one up. But yeah, Rush is he's a player that's like very ambitious. He's always naming himself things like ASL champ, right?
Yeah.
And you know, very, very strong, but not at his full potential yet, I would say.
Yeah, he's very creative actually. I've played against him a whole bunch of bunches, won games, and he's always doing something different. You know, he's always surprising you with something. And that's his biggest strength. He's very well-rounded at doing lots of kind of different styles.
He's kind of a younger player too, right? Like he wasn't really established. Like if I recall correctly, he was a CJ player, but he never really got matches, like a practice partner or something for them, if I recall. But you know, he's still kind of coming into his own. Anyways, we are going to get into this multiverse for our first battle.
Now playing in Multiverse.
All right. On the top right-ish but lower side, it's Mong. And the top right, it's Rush. So close by air, further by ground. I feel like this map is 100% going to be dropship heaven rather than vulture hell, as I would call many TVT maps.
Right, especially since you can block off the center.
Yeah, and like one siege tank can probably hold off about 1,500 vultures at each one of those. So it doesn't, like, I guess if you were on the same side of the map, it would play very much differently. Probably a very standard looking TVT with lots of vultures and whatnot.
Right, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and just because of kind of the shape of the map and everything, I'm almost completely expecting command center first for both of them.
Really?
You know?
Just command center right away?
Yeah, like, the thing is, I'm trying to think where I would put proxy barracks here. If I wanted to 8 racks or BBS.
Maybe you would put it against the wall so you can float it to the other main. That would be amazing in this situation.
Yeah, if you knew where they were, like, now here's the thing, if I was in ASL, that's where I would put it, and I would just flip a coin that he's there. I'm like, okay, 33% of the time, I win all the time. But, you know, on this map, it's like, there's no good proxy locations, I think.
Is it going for it?
Oh my god. Okay, well, Mong gonna go. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna float over to make Marines or anything. Maybe they'll both go gasless expands. That's like a good middle of the road greedy build for a map like this.
They're both going gas though.
Oh wow. Oh, we're looking at signs for a moment. Let's see if your mystical powers of foresight are correct. Oh my god, they're both going gas.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a little bit of a mind game there as well, right? But we'll see where they want to go with the gas. There's so many builds in TVT that you can do. Obviously, factory expand is like the safest thing that there is, but you can do silly stuff like going wraiths off one base or 2 factory.
What if you scout your opponent very early with floating barracks, like very early?
Well, it gives you a lot of information. It's almost like overlords getting to each other, you know, in ZVZ, where you're like, oh, I can kind of just do whatever because I see how many factories you have and if you have an add-on building and if you're making vultures, so you can just make exactly enough to defend at any time. So we're both going 1 factory, taking their guys off gas.
And they are both going to find each other right about now. And then we'll see how do they counter each other. They could hide something somewhere with their scouting SCV on the other side.
Yeah, that is true. Might get scouted out. It looks like actually Mong, I think he sent his Marine to look for that SCV. Yeah, he's actually going to go ahead and intercept it. So I actually really like that play, because you do not want that over on your side of the map looking around. But I feel like we're just going to see a couple of command centers go down. The question from there, though, is do you actually want to try to get map control with vultures? Or are you going to play a bit more cheeky?
Well, you are close by air, right?
Yeah.
So that probably does factor in. You probably don't really want to do the vulture play, especially since now your opponent knows exactly how many vultures you're going to have. They can just prepare for that.
Well, it becomes tricky as well with the what you want to do, because if you get even just a slight vulture advantage, like let's say that you see each other here and you get one more vulture than your opponent, then you have map control, right? So it's not like you have to go 3-fact vulture, but you could go like, oh, I went 4 vultures and you only went 2, and you know, now I control the map and my mines are everywhere, and you know, to get out you have to do the same thing.
And it's going to be hard for them to have a bunker because they only have 1 Marine. So they both know that they're not going to have bunkers, likely. Or at least a very weak bunker.
Indeed. Well, Mong, the first one to get an add-on, did block Rush's add-on there for a moment. We'll see if speed or mines are what they want to go for here. That is quite a late add-on from Rush. And does go for the 3rd factory. So that really points towards vulture play from Rush. Now 3 vultures coming down to try to fight against 2. This is one of the strongest things you can do in the early game. As funny as that is.
And he doesn't get the shots off. Oh, he loses 1 for free almost.
Yeah, I think there's a tank about to pop, so he should be okay, but that's a lot of damage from Rush onto Mong. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Actually kind of surprised he's trying to dive on the vulture.
Yeah, the repair is going to be too strong, right?
Yeah. You know, that's... I am so... Like, the fact that he got down there with 3 vultures against 2, that's like a dream scenario in TVT. Every time that happens, you on the ladder, you just about want to punch a hole through your wall. And you can see, because vultures take a long time to kill each other, like he could have killed all those SCVs.
Yeah, that could have been real. That could have been game over, maybe.
Well, it's so many at that point. You're going 3 factory against 2, so you get 100% map control at that point. So maybe a little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, a little misjudgment.
So the starport coming up for Mong, and Rush actually going for that as well.
Huh, but he only has 2 factories for Mong. So is he going for a completely different build? Is he going to get 2 starports or armory?
Well,
what?
Rush is, like, when you open with the 3 factories, you are absolutely going vulture, like, every single time. So he's got the vultures, he's got the map control, and he can kind of back up out of there, whereas Mong was always going for a bit of power. When he added the 2nd add-on, that just means lots of siege tanks. You're going for an army where, yeah, they're going to have map control, but at the end of the day, TVT is oftentimes decided by tank counts.
Very dangerous trying to deny those mines.
Yeah. If he had speed and mines there, that could have been really bad for Mong. But a Wraith on the way. Oh my gosh, this scout by Mong, very, very good to see exactly what's coming. He sees the timing of the armory. He sees that a Wraith is being made with no add-on. This gives him a lot of information to work with.
He sees exactly everything he needs to see, doesn't he? But how do you react to this? You see 3 factories, 1 starport. Is there like the perfect counter? 2 armories? Is that the counter?
I would be pretty surprised if he goes for 2 armory.
He has started his 2nd armory. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
That has to be a mistake. That's so weird. Because, like, armor is not terrible, but it's so not needed for the cost early on. It's very much like TBP, where if you really want it, you can get it after you start +2.
Wait, where's the armor? No, there's no armor.
Oh, okay.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, just 1 then. Maybe it was the academy you saw.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so a little drop coming in right now from Mong. Plenty of siege tanks here, though. Ooh, that Wraith!
Nice.
Look at that micro!
Nice control. A little bit of mess control right at the end.
Yeah.
Messes the last couple of shots.
Well, good on Mong. If he loses that dropship, kind of a hard position for him. All right, let's take a look at exactly where these guys are at right now. You know, I like the mines that Rush has out. They kind of give him a lot of information here. And I like that I see what I believe is an SCV in the top left for Rush. Because I feel like at this point, the game is already telling you that no one's going to kill each other.
Right.
It's time to make command centers.
But are you not worried about these constant drops over here, sieging over the edge?
Well, normally what you'll do is exactly what we see from Rush here, which is siege up some of your own tanks, float a building, and then it's like, well, tanks in a siege mode, like, will just destroy the tanks not in siege mode. But with the double dropship, looks like Mong wants to press the issue. Not sure exactly how well this is going to end up working
Pulling
out.
SCVs to repair, but they're not in time.
Yeah.
Looks like you might lose this position.
I feel like I am watching Lost Temple, to be honest, because this is such an old type of strategy. We're like, I'm going to push your depots from over here. But Rush is a little bit out of position, so maybe this ends up working out pretty well. I think what you're supposed to do here as Rush is set up a perimeter of siege tanks and let him kill your edge depots.
Oh, can this one mine kill everything? Not quite.
All right, so pushes Mong back. But I guess the nice thing about Mong's setup here is he's building a command center just south of this, so he can actually take the top right. And it'll be pretty darn well defended. If he leaves all those units there, it's not really likely to be broken, at least for a very long time.
Yeah, and he's defending and attacking with the same move, which is really good, right, for turn versus turn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. To have like a forward position here and land your command center, it's super nice. The one thing you have to watch out for is, one, committing too many units there, and two, committing not enough units there. Like, if you don't have that Goldilocks number of units, like if they go in and clear that, not only do they kill a chunk of your army and they kill one of your bases too, whereas let's say you put too many units there and then suddenly they hit you elsewhere and you don't have enough tanks, obviously it can backfire that way as well.
But it looks like Mong is way ahead on the drop game. Has Rush even got one dropship?
I believe he has 2 dropships right now, but we haven't seen them in quite some time. Yeah, okay, so he has 3 actually. And we see he does have a bit of a supply lead as well. A chunk of that is vultures, so it's not as impactful as it looks. I actually believe that Mong has more tanks right now, which is important, of course, but a lot of them are in the top right. So that could open up a position where Rush could do something like drop the main base.
Yeah, I'm actually really worried about Mong's main base, because he's got his army in the top right, and he's got his army pushing it in the center, and he has nothing in his main base right now. And there's scans there, and the dropships are coming.
Yeah. Oh, that drop right there is really, really strong. Looks like Mong is going to try to flank it right now, bringing up some siege tanks from the other edge. Oh my god, his SCV's coming out. That is not enough at all. This is way too big a force from Rush. He is going to take a huge amount of damage.
But he does have these tanks from the top as well. He can clear this. He can clear it. But
yeah,
he took a lot of SCV damage.
The cost here was gigantic, and the flank got flanked by Rush. So that was pretty darn damaging, and you can see it reflected in the supplies.
And now Rush can go for the top right base. It's now undefended because they pulled back.
Oh, beautiful move here from Rush.
Perfect maneuvering.
Yeah, it really, really is. And that means, like, you can pull your SCVs here. You can clear this, technically, as... Oh, my God.
Oh, and
Rush just doesn't stop.
Attacking from multiple locations. Wow.
Just all the SCVs are dying.
Yep, and even if you clear this now, you're so far behind, right?
Oh, especially with these vultures here.
Yeah.
There's, like, no SCVs left. I would love to just see all the bases. Because there's actually... It's brutal.
There is this one big drop in the main. If that does something, maybe he can... No, it's not didn't.
No. Easily cleaned up here now by Rush. And Mong just doesn't have anything left. I think you GG from here, to be honest.
Yeah,
he lost his army and all his SCVs. He's at half the supply.
He has like 10 SCVs in his main, must be, because he
Yeah.
lost half of them earlier.
Yeah. Another drop going towards that third base.
Wow. Kind of surprising Mong losing this badly in turn versus turn.
Well, you know, his strategy it was a bit anachronistic, really, to try the pushing over the ledge. Like, that normally doesn't work. You're playing with dropships so much at that point. And then he had so many units up there. He had no response to the big drop. And he lost so much of his economy.
Yeah, Rush's maneuvering has been spot on. You could not do it better, really, could you?
Much, really. Like, maybe he could have defended the initial siege of his depot slightly better, but that was beautifully done. GG is called, and Rush really crushes Mong there. Very, very, very strong play. And I think that gives us the best possible match we could see tonight, which is Larva versus Rush in the winners match.
That's exciting.
Yeah. That
but
should
that
be
is dangerous for Larva. Larva probably expected to go against Mong, have a really easy Zerg versus Terran, because Mong is obviously not known for his Zerg versus Terran matchup.
Yeah.
But now a spanner in the works for Larva.
Indeed it is. But you know what, Mong, his story is not over yet. You know, he gets to go against Noob, and he is no noob in TVP and has a lot of stage experience, even though he's not known for necessarily getting deep in ASL too often.
Yeah, poor Noob. I hope he survives at least like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you know?
give us a decent
Give us
game.
something.
Max out, right? Try to get an arbor, you know, something like that. All right, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, Larva versus Rush.
여러분의 뜨거운 박수로 1세트 대결을 시작하겠습니다. 자, 이영호 선수 먼저 투시 보라색이에요. 오른쪽이 이영호 선수고요. 아래쪽이 박상현 선수입니다. 소마 박상현 선수.
이영호 선수는
네.
깨통을 올리죠. 112를 시도하려고 하고 있습니다.
네. 확장까지 이어가고 있는 이영호 선수고요. 일꾼 돌리면서 레어 완성되는 타이밍까지 지켜보고 있습니다. 벌처 하나 나왔어요. 자, 여기서 센터 쪽으로 병력씩 모으고 있는 상황인데
중간에 만화가 섰는데
와, 오로우까지.
네. 일단 뮤탈리스크 견제가 없었기 때문에 생각보다 뮤탈리스크를 많이 안 뽑았다는 사실을 알고 있습니다. 그래서 지금 타이밍을 맞춰서 한번 뛰쳐나가 보는 것이긴 한데 이게 뮤탈리스크가 중간에서 시간 끌어내면서 추가니 잘라주고 어떻게든 앞마당까지의 그런 이동 자체를 막아만 낸다면 모든 유닛들을 그냥 다 모아놓은 상태에서 2부대 가까운 뮤탈리스크가 쌓였다면은
들어서는
제거해야죠.
자, 칼 뽑았습니다.
골리앗.
자, 여기서 계산하고 이병력 지금 잡아볼 수 있을지.
추가 골리앗이 이제 넘어오지 못하는 상황을 만들고 뮤탈리스크 모은 뮤탈리스크로 건너편에 온 거 다 지금은 몰살시켰어요.
안쪽 들어가서 견제.
견제를 통해서 일꾼이라던가 추가 병력들을 계속 끊어낸 상태에서 본진 쪽이 적의 본진 쪽이 다 부서진다 하더라도 뮤탈리스크를 똘똘 뭉쳐서 막 3부대 4부대 이렇게 쌓아놓고 된다면 결국에는 테란님 얘들이 잡힐 수밖에 없는 구도입니다.
네. 다른 곳에서 가스가 또 채취가 되고 있는 이런 상황이기 때문에 공방 1업을 지금은 완료를 했고요. 그러니까 상대의 어떤 병력이 더 쌓이기 전에 최대한 지금 본진 쪽에서 일단 쫓아내는데 성공을 했기 때문에 모든 병력이 나와서 지금은 상대방의 앞마당 지역 쪽을
털을 깨고 추가된 골리앗도 지금 잡아내고 있어요.
추가 병력을 자르면서 결국 테란의 전진된 병력의 힘을 좀 빼놓고 나중에 모여진 병력으로 전진된 병력을 잡아먹겠다라는 이런 계산인데요. 지금 박상현 선수는요. 시간을 어느 정도 이제 끌기 위해서 본진 안쪽으로 들어갔었던 뮤탈리스크가 상대방의 추가 골리앗만 이제 어느 정도 상대를 하다가 숫자가 좀 줄어버렸고 그 사이에 앞마당이
두 번째 매치를 시작하겠습니다. 두 번째 대결 시작됐습니다. 먼저 보는 프로토스 김승현 선수예요. 왼쪽 김승현 선수고요. 오른쪽 이혜훈 선수입니다. 프로토스전 ASL 내에서의 전패.
이 맵에서 대기 중이죠.
갑니다.
일단은 소환진을 그렸어요. 땅바닥에다가 하는 길 자체가 멀기는 합니다만은 프로브가 선전해주면서
자, 그러면 이게 컨트롤 극복해야죠.
컨트롤 극복하면서 성큰 하나 해처리 완성되면 무조건 막히거든요.
그렇죠. 마치 저 미네랄이 토템처럼 뒤에서 지금 힘이 되는 마법을 걸어줘야 됩니다. 질럿한테.
이러면 어떤 효과를 좀 노리고자 했는데 아래쪽에 있는 프로브가 먼저 죽었습니다.
이러면서도 지금 질럿을 꾸준히 뽑았기 때문에 저글링들 지금 잡아먹는 구도에서 한 번에 확 앞마당 쪽 노려봐야죠.
자, 여기 프로브 하나가 질럿과 함께 좀 오랫동안 생존하면서 이거 되게 저글링 많이 잡아먹었거든요. 이거 다 잡아먹었어요.
이거 확실히 미네랄들 뭔가 좀 다른 것 같은데요?
네. 자, 질럿들이 여기서
뭐죠?
야, 질럿들이 살아남았어요.
강령술인데요?
앞마당까지 갈 수 있죠.
야, 이소래. 자, 이러면은 앞마당 쪽에 모여진 질럿들이 이제 질럿들 다 제거됐기 때문에 앞마당에 질럿 꽤 모였거든요. 육저글링 맞춰서 아래쪽은 성큰 때리고 위쪽은 지금은 저글링과 싸우겠다라는 생각.
자, 와서 위치 잡아주고요.
좀 비벼보려고 하고 있는데
불이 하나 들어왔어요.
본진아 쪽에서 앞마당 쪽에서 해처리 막았다 싶은 생각에 앞마당 쪽에서 해처리 짓고 그랬었는데
이게 저글링 최소한 한 8기 정도는 더 뽑았어요. 기다리고 오느라.
넓은 지역보다는 좁은 구역에서 이제 상대방의 저글링들을 좀 잡아내면서 플레이를 좀 해야 될 것 같은데요.
네. 에어싸면서 질러 숫자 좀 줄이고 있습니다.
미리 보험을 다 깔아놨어야 돼요.
네, 지금 오면 커서도 이제 나오기 시작하거든요.
네, 커세어도 이제 나오면은 한기입니다.
시제
네.
두 번째 매치 이혜훈 선수가 김승현 선수의 그 흑마을 막아내며 승리 따냈습니다.
AfreecaTV ASL Season 8 Expansion.
All right, we are back with a matchup we both know quite well. It is going to be Larva going up against Rush. One of the best Zergs going against one of the best Terrans. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, Rush is like maybe one of the best Terran versus Zerg players that almost no one knows that he's one of the best at that matchup.
Yeah. No, he's like one of the main practice partners for people like Sulky. Like, and he has been for a long time. Like since around season 4-ish, he has been practicing with the best Zergs in the world. Like, whenever I turn on his stream, he's just there. He's like, who's he playing? Oh my God, it's Sulky. And I mean, more recently, mentioned before that Caster Muse tournament beat Soma in the finals. Soma's probably the best CVT now, right?
Yeah, Soma has the most insane CVT.
Yeah.
He has gone like crazy odds against Flash. Wow, it's very impressive.
So, Rush going up against Larva. Like, Larva, I feel like Larva is very good later on in the game.
Yeah, of course.
But not as precise early on. Well, let's get into this. Neosilphid, our map.
Now playing in Neosilphid.
All right, at the top center, we have Larva. And on the left-hand side, we have Rush.
So, Sylphid Terran versus Zerg.
Yes.
A little different from most maps.
Yeah, it really is. So, I think that one of the major things that you're kind of looking at is the little choke that goes out to your natural, because 2-hatchery Muta obviously right now is very, very popular.
Right.
That's an area you have to be very careful about, because when your Marines try to cycle from your main to your natural, the Mutas will destroy them there. So it's kind of this extra place you have to make turrets.
You make turrets there?
Well, some people do. I do. What are the Terrans that you're playing doing? Tell me, please.
Just strangleholding the game, because you can't take like good bases.
Yeah, that is true. Getting
Like
to the
you're
third
gonna have
base
3 bases, and then if they just continue on those 3 bases, what do you do?
Well, I got to tell you, I wish someone
like
would play a game like that against me, because the only thing I have played against on this map really is the super aggressive 2-hatch Muta into Guardian Rushes.
Yeah. Gadra is definitely the most popular build on all of these new maps, really, because none of them really lend themselves to 3-hatch play.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the thing is, with that build, I feel like Terran has one real attack timing where they can kill bases right before Guardians. That's generally how my TVCs go, at least.
Yeah, there's a lot of different versions of Gadra. There's like the one where you open lurkers first, there's the one where you open mutas and then add in lurkers. There's like mutas to hydras to guardians.
All right. That guy took a sick day to be here, so cheers to him. Made a good choice. Okay, so going in and scouting right now, seeing what Larva's up to. Larva is generally a guy that likes 3-hatch play, in my opinion. Have you seen a lot of his 2-hatch lately?
I've actually recently seen a lot of his 2-hatch play, especially on like Overwatch, maps like that where if you go 3-hatchery, you're kind of like feeling very awkward about it.
Yeah.
But this is actually a good build where you build your 3rd hatchery at another base and then you go Zergling speed before layer.
Yes.
That is It's hard to punish, right?
Yeah, like if you, there's no way that Rush shouldn't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
like,
he definitely knows the timing.
Yeah, when you see the gas go down close to 3 minutes, you know that they have to have a third hatchery. So generally what you'll do as Terran is go 2 barracks play and just get your stim out, get your medics so that you can actually roam the map a little bit. And it gets a little bit tricky though, right? Because you can make so many Zerglings. And if the Terran loses his army to Zerglings, then they're screwed. But if they have enough, then you have to build Sunkens too. And I feel like it gets very expensive for Zerg to defend this strategy.
Yeah, it can be difficult, but you can actually also go straight to Lurkers and then get Lurkers,
Yeah, that's true.
get Lurkers at that ramp there and block it like just in time. Get like a couple of Sunkens and just defend.
Let's see here. He got, that is an extremely fast academy. So this is like the quickest stim rush that you can really do with 2 barracks play after a command center.
Yeah, and Larva is of course going for the Zergling speed first that you kind of have to do in this situation. If you go layer first, you usually just die.
Oh yeah, no, you should not be able to get away with that at all. And you have to make a reasonable amount of Zerglings there as well.
Yeah, you have to make the Zerglings really, or unless you're playing like some sort of mind game where you're like, I'm making Zerglings, but I'm not.
Yeah, well, that's where it gets very tricky as well, because as Terran here, what you're going to want to decide is, do I make Firebat and Medic as my first 2 units with Academy, or do you do the double Medic? Is there one that you prefer to play against?
Well, I usually like to play builds like Sun Gas, and Terrans are meant to go Firebat and Medic against Sun Gas, so I'm definitely used to this hero Firebat mixed in with the Terran army.
Yeah. As opposed to the Firebat hero. All right, so some good micro there by Rush. He looks like he's trying to get an SCV out. Don't foresee that really happening. We just saw a medic pop. I didn't see what else was with it, but the move out should be coming very, very soon here. So Larva is getting ready. He has gone for that Hydralis Den, as you suggested, and the double medic play. It gives you a lot more sustainability with your fighting force.
Yeah, it's 5-minute medic rush, so it's quite hard to deal with if you don't get enough Sunkens out, or you can't really get the Lurkers exactly on time, but you can get them on time to block the ramp there at the third. So you will need to make Sunkens out of natural.
Look how carefully Rush is playing. I'm actually really surprised about this, to be honest. I feel like the millisecond that those 2 Firebats are out, you should go on a move command.
Yeah,
like,
but
force
the
the
Zerglings
Sunkens
are
in.
coming back to your base, and it's going to be a little troublesome. Oh, he sandwiches them.
He's got the 2 Firebats sitting here, so...
Okay, but now he's lost a lot of time on his push.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's actually going to really hurt him.
I feel like Larva just outplayed Rush a little bit there. Like, Rush didn't gain much of anything other than killing some extra Zerglings.
Yeah, right.
So the scan goes down. He sees he doesn't need any turrets.
And Larva has another run back. You don't usually expect 2.
No, certainly not.
Oh, and he's going to have to stim back again. So now Larva's probably just making drones at this point.
Well, he's bought so much time. He's going to have Lurkers at both entrances. And in fact, I think he just saw, yeah, he saw the factory. So he knows exactly how long he has as well right now. This is, I would say overall, this game is looking pretty good for Larva.
Yeah, the perfect scout with the 3-kill Zergling as well. The hero Zergling. And fast Queen's Nest.
Yeah, everything looking pretty strong right now for Larva. Rush, I think, missing that Rush timing.
Looks like he only has 1 Lurker as third.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Is there more somewhere?
Oh, and he's leaving his third
with
it?
Is he trying to stop Lurker, but with 1 Lurker, that's not going to work.
Yeah, you can actually bust this. Well, not like that.
Maybe he expected there to be more Lurkers and didn't really commit to it.
Oh, maybe.
But you've also got some stop position, hold position Lurkers in the middle here that he's about to walk. Oh, not quite.
Just turns around.
Take the cheese. Come on, little mouse.
Okay.
Sometimes it's nice to have like an overlord randomly near there so that the turn's like stem, kill the overlord.
Well, I tell you what, this is something that Terran players learn over many years of experience, that if there is something stray sitting there, you just leave it. especially if it's coming near my natural. Little Overlord pops out. I'm like, oh, now I know you have speed links. Thank you.
Oh, and another position.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So there's 2 of them now to deal with. And it's only got 1 lurker there, actually. He's like pretending they're stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
But actually it's just 1. Oh, but his lurker.
Catches those lurkers, trying to reposition. Be able to chase those back pretty easily. Alright, Larva gonna get out a few more links here.
I want to see this 1 trap in the middle just catch everything.
It may. But now that he lost track of the 2 lurkers that he was chasing, it's
Yeah.
more likely that he will look for that now. So, you know, Larva set up some really reasonable traps, but sometimes stuff like that happens. So, you know, as a Terran player, you're going to have to kind of remember where you've seen lurkers and where you don't know if they are. And that's going to be good places to use your scouts, or your scans, rather. No, not good enough.
Yeah, he doesn't have them together. It's hard to make that work.
I can't believe he's making mutas right now.
Maybe he's going for Guardians.
Oh,
Well,
maybe.
he's not started his Raider Spire.
Oh my god. If I played against Larva on my stream, I would be talking about how bad he is as soon as these mutas hit my natural. Because this play into, like, the lurker into muta is like, these shouldn't do any damage, but maybe you don't have any turrets.
Well, the lurker into this is kind of one of the Guardian Hydra lurker builds, is that you start off with the lurkers and then you go mutas because they don't have turrets, and then you come back with the mutas and morph them into Guardians. And then you just do like 1 Doom push, but he didn't start his Greater Spire, so maybe these mutas are just mutas.
It seems like he's just going to go into Defiler from here. Which, to be fair, like, I feel like this is what Larva's very good at anyways, so it's, in a way, it's nice to get into his strength, but he has no easy 4th base to take, which I'm a bit worried about for him.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for him to take the 4th, but as soon as he can, he'll get Benighted up, so he just has to somehow sneak lurkers out and a drone together and go somewhere.
Well, Rush has a little bit of a contain on that 3rd base area. Nothing really towards the main, but he's got a couple forward groups of bio. Yeah, see how those mutas don't do anything, really?
Yeah, they were mostly just for scouting, I guess. There was only like 7.
Yeah.
Enough to kill 1 SCV in 1 volley. I guess that's what he was going for. Just then out a few SCVs and scout.
Well, sees, I think, probably what was expected. I mean, I guess there could be like a mech switch or something, but this isn't a very good map for it, in my opinion. All right, the Defiler getting ready now to help push down. For sure, Larva has to be thinking about where he's going to be taking that 4th base.
Yeah, that's what the main goal of the Defiler is, to try and get the 4th base, but how, like, from this position, you have to go to this other base on, like, the green high ground area. Not really the 4th base you want as a Zerg player.
Yeah, they're, like, not the greatest to defend, and they don't have that rich of resources, and a lot of times you'll be stuck on 4 base for a very long time, so makes it a bit more difficult.
Yeah, he has to try and get to the bottom right main, I think.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult. Almost anything stops it.
I think there might be like a Marine sitting there right now. Nothing feels better than killing that drone that comes down with that Marine.
Oh, the run by Defiler and Lurker.
Look at that, though. A very good snipe on the Nidus. Trying to push in. I think that this is about time to turn around.
Yeah, I guess he was focused on this Defiler Lurker coming around. Did he snipe the Defiler? Oh.
No. Okay, well, Rush's going to have to reposition a little bit. There's not that much Zerg here, so there's a possibility he has to lift his natural. I think that's probably all that's going to really happen, though. This will eventually get cleaned up. Or not his natural, there's 3rd.
Yeah, there's so many vessels. He can just irradiate all the Lurkers and the Defiler. Well, he doesn't actually go for the Defiler.
Yeah. Getting ready for those battle cruisers.
Oh, battle cruisers on this map are really strong. Like, hard to deal with all these strange locations that you have to defend, and all the high grounds and all the cliffs everywhere.
And since it's 3 gas versus 3 gas right now, like, the battle cruisers are so difficult at that point.
Okay, he's going for the Ultra Temp, but he only has 3 gas, so he's not going to have a lot of Ultras.
I don't like it as
the
much.
battle cruisers are just pretty good against Ultras.
Yeah. I almost feel like this is a situation where he needs to focus on Plague for a little bit. Just Plague what you can.
Yeah, I think he needs to
Game value.
come out with Defiler, Zergling, and then kill the vessels with either like a giant plague on them or Scourge to hit them while the Zerglings take the damage from the Marine.
Totally agree on that.
But he's not managed to thin out any of the science vessels so far.
Yeah, that vessel count is getting very, very scary.
And
Still
now
no
he doesn't
fourth.
even need more vessels. He can just make battle cruisers now.
Look how long he's delaying this third base from mining again, though. This is the type of situation where you just make a group of bats and kill it.
An okay play.
More where those came from. All right, just 2 starport right now. Well, I guess since his third gas is mostly denied, that's about right. All right, 4th base going to be coming up for Rush.
Well, it's his new third, really.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of Zerglings streaming across trying to shut this base down forever. But even if he does, he's still behind. He needs to make something happen here.
Well, the Fire Bats going to try to do their best here. End up taking down 1. First battle cruisers are operational. Kind of a... I'm really surprised that he's actually making the Ultras, to be honest.
Yeah, they're not gonna get him. Oh, the Mutaplease hit the science vessel.
Oh, Rush gonna pull back for now. Has plenty of bio to deal with this, of course. Really, I feel like Rush is playing quite a good game right now, but isn't taking that force at his third base seriously enough. The fact that this is still going on when it was originally like 2 Lurkers and a Ling and a Defiler left over, he really missed an opportunity to just clean that up and have a clean third gas going.
He just allowed that Defiler to stay alive. Strange choice. I would have irradiated the Defiler more than the Lurker.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, doing the drop plus battlecruiser play, a good combination.
Yeah, there are some spores coming in, but he's getting attacked from all sides. How do you hold on here? He has no Defiler anymore. All he has is 1 Ultra. Oh, he has more.
Yeah, some Ultras coming from behind, but he does have +2 attack, so even if you have chitinous plating done, I think that Rush is totally fine here. Well, he will lose this group of units.
Yeah, but all these irradiates on these Ultras are going to be so soft.
Now, how many vessels can Larva clean up? Gets a couple of them.
But now that he's killed the vessels of the Scourge, how does he deal with the battle cruiser?
That's quite true. I'm going to start utilizing some plagues. He does have some spores up.
And the Fire Bats showing their dominance.
I like the scan plus vessel tech. You really can see those Lurkers then. Alright, the battle cruisers continuing to do ludicrous amounts of damage here. But look at this. Swarm plus Ultras. Doesn't matter how much carapace they have then.
But if he has run out of swarms before he gets into natural, now he can never come in here.
I think that this might be the end of the game. Like, this is a huge throw of those Ultras.
Okay, a nice job here at the third, but you've thrown away like 5 Ultras here at the natural for no reason.
Yeah, imagine denying the mining on that third and having 5 more Ultras right now. It's just, it's obviously very much better. Gets another vessel, but his supply is just getting too low. Look at that, 55 supply left for Larva. I think that's about it.
Yeah, his drone count is really low now, I think.
Yeah.
His third's pretty good drones.
Yeah.
But I think his natural and his main has very few.
And there's enough vessels left over at this point. Rush now is going to have 4 bases mining. He's keeping up with his macro. Still adding more production. I don't even know if there's a Defiler on the map right now.
Yeah, Larva's just trying to build up his drones and hope that maybe Rush doesn't attack him.
Well, unfortunate for him, Rush is going to attack him. And I believe we'll be seeing a GG in a second here. As this
Where's the
goes
hero Defiler and like 1 Zergling to save the day?
Unfortunately, it does not exist. And Larva, probably the favorite of the group coming in tonight, having a hard time here against Rush. But you know, overall, I think he gave himself opportunities in this game.
It is a hard map for Larva against one of the best turn versus Zerg players there are, so you can't really fault him too much for it.
No, certainly. you know, he chose a strategy that's a little bit off-brand, a little bit sneaky, and I felt like it actually kind of worked. You know, he got his third up. He didn't really have anything go too wrong there against the quick stim rush.
He's holding on to the last moment. Doesn't want to give it up.
He's down over 100 supply right now, and we have 3-2 upgrades on these Marines and a 4-base Terran, so he is going to eventually be forced out of this game one way or another. Nice medic wall.
Oh dear.
Larva still trying his heart out here.
Well, he still has a really good chance to get out of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say he's definitely favored versus the other two. You can see Rush overjoyed here. Yeah, getting to that round of 16, so important.
Is this his first time in the round of 16?
No, I don't believe so. I think, didn't he get there like one time and then never again? Like season one or his first or second season that he was in? Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe,
but
I'm not sure.
I'm too much of a Rush fan. I remember. He won. Don't you remember him winning ASL?
Oh yeah, I remember. He's the champion 3 times.
Yeah, ASL 5 champ Rush. All right, well, Larva, he'll be waiting in the final match tonight on Ground Zero. See if he plays against Noob or Mong coming up there. Some interesting choices in that game. Unable to make it work, though. And we're going to be going to a quick interview here with Rush in just a second. See what he thinks about advancing. It's been a long time coming. Andy, take it away.
Hello, we have the winner of tonight's match. It is Rush. We are going to have an interview with him. Congratulations. Thank you. Wow. That was a phenomenal match. After season 2, this is your second advancement into the round of 16. How do you feel?
오늘은 뭔가 너무
Today, I was feeling at ease, and I was able to play well without pressure. And thank you again to Flash for giving me the feedbacks. So, you know, I was really relaxed playing games today. Definitely, you know, we can tell that you are feeling at ease today in your today's games. And you know, today you actually played out your games smoothly without much danger. Recently, you know, I've had a very bad performance. But today, I think I've showed 80% of my performance. And your game against Mong was quite quick as well. And it felt like you were overpowering him with like one tempo quicker. Mong was kind of using a weird build and weird tactic, so I was able to exploit that. And because maybe you gained the confidence in the first game, you showed a very good performance against Larva in the second game. When I was playing against Larva, I decided to go slowly. And I feel like Larva was, you know, being a little bit, you know, he was having a little bit pride, and he was playing in a weird way. And we can clearly see that your performance is different from the last season. And that's why we are looking forward to your future matches.
일단 시드 4명 중에 가장 만만한 사람이 있기는 한데
you know, there's
특히 그 조에는 영호가 들어갈 것 같아서 다 좀 비슷한데 그냥
I feel like everyone's quite similar in strengths, but I believe I want the TVT matchup. And shout out to Flash for giving him the feedback. And you know, I went to Flash's house and I got some really good feedbacks. And you know, I'm just really thankful to him. And I hope I can improve further and show better performance. Let's see how you can do in the future matches. Thank you.
자, 이렇게 오늘의 첫 번째 16강 진출자 유영진 선수와 함께
Thank you very much, Andy.
오늘의 두 번째 진출자
Don't forget, guys, keep your tickets if you're here. Oh my God, there's a giraffe here eating a fan. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
마지막에 우리가 잡으면 게임 세. 결국엔 우리가 잡을 수밖에 없어. 상해 셋이 목숨 걸고 게임을 했는데 끝은 봐야지.
Is the return of Titans.
We stopped this Ghidorah. We stopped them all.
Is there another creature that might stand a chance against him?
My God.
재미가 없으면 원래 TV가 아니지.
근데 전적사에 한 패를 장식한
어떤 카드를 던질까에 대해서 머릿속으로 진짜 고민이 많아질 수밖에 없는 상황이죠.
시즌 3연승 우승 골든 트로피의 주인공이 됩니다. 연전 연승 달리고 있는 매치에서는 지지 않는 포스를 뽐내고 있는데 이경기도 진짜 이걸 잡아요. 이경기도 진세.
Everybody 째째.
이미 서론 드리스트를 입게 했어.
살아봐야 돼. 태양. 걔 어떻게든 살아나라. 포기하지 말자.
OLED TV ASL Season 8 Expansion.
All right, we are back. Rush wins the group. Already we have a couple of players that were more like second place players getting first place in their group, but now we're in the loser match. It's going to be Mong going up against Noob.
Well, I mean, this match is going to be maybe closer than Noob versus Larva.
I would say.
Because I think Noob is going to be even more relaxed now, and he's also going to be playing a matchup that I think he's more comfortable in, on a map that's a little less intimidating.
Yeah, Sylphid's like pretty normal overall. I don't know what builds they plan. I guess we'll just talk about it as we get in the game. It is starting. This is a loser match between Mong and Noob.
Now playing in Neo Sylphid.
Okay, they're both starting off in the bottom position, bottom left versus bottom right.
And, you know, I'm trying to think from both their mindsets what type of strategy they want to open with. I would say you want to open as solid, normal, standard as possible as Noob. Like, if he goes Nexus first, I'm just going to shake my head. Because, like...
You don't think you should try something?
Well, I'm okay with him trying something, but not like a Nexus first or a proxy gate, you know? Because I feel like these are situations where Mong is going to be like, oh, I've played against this 400 million times already, and I'm going to be able to just dismantle you. Now, if he wants to do something like, okay, let's go for like a quick Reaver, let's get a DT in there or something like that, okay, that's some cool stuff. But I don't want to see... Like the amount of people that just like, it's kind of a small map. It's a 3-player map. If you go Nexus first, you're getting rushed. That's it. You know, don't do it, Noob.
Anything's possible.
All right.
Oh.
Anyway, there we go. Okay,
Good.
safe.
Are you happy?
I am, because
The
it's
build you won, right?
well. The worst thing in the world is to see a new player do something like that, where it's like, sometimes I get really confused how people choose their build orders in some of these matches, where it's like, okay, Sylphid is our small map and it's 3-player, which means the rush distance isn't that bad and they're going to scout you quickly. So I don't think that's a good build. But anyways, looks pretty normal from him so far. I wouldn't be surprised if Mong puts on some pressure. Not necessarily like a 2 factory, but maybe an expansion into a pressure 2 factory or something like that.
I would say it's more likely he's going to do something just like Siege Expand and just take an early 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely play those longer macro games. It's just, I almost feel like you want to throw Noob off a little bit. Make something little go wrong early on, you know what I mean? Like, put him to the test, because...
That's a good idea.
Yeah, if you let him, like, hit his stride macro-wise, I feel like, even though Mong is very good in those macro games, and I would consider him a favorite, I feel like the edge diminishes slightly. Whereas if he does something a little bit more micro-intensive, you know, put some pressure on with a few siege tanks, you know, one of these 6-minute move-out type things, I could see Noob doing a misclick and you know, messing up everything in his mentality.
I think that is a really good idea, just to throw your opponent off, do a specific strange attack that they're not used to just because they're a new sort of player who's not comfortable. I always find that really difficult to play against when I'm competing in some sort of event.
Yeah.
When I'm playing against some pro gamer who's just like doing the weirdest build I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I just don't feel comfortable at all, and then everything's just thrown off really badly.
No, it really is a very common thing. It's like a pro gamer, they're like, hey, here's a 9 full speed, do you know how to stop that? Oh, okay, you do? Okay, here's my 2 attribute, you know how to stop that? Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, no, you don't. That's a summary of all of my ASL qualifier
But
matches.
here we have a pylon hidden somewhere, and the probe is staying there.
Cool, okay. Possibly a proxy robo or something coming out here. Now, some solid micro overall. Dodging that Zealot, pushing it back with just those 3 Marines. Looks like Mong. 3rd depot. Okay, so this is probably just a very safe mine expand that we're going to see. Oh my god, 2 more gates.
Gateways. That's not what I was expecting at all.
Oh my gosh. Actually, okay, so this, I actually think Noob is going to win. Okay, well, don't throw away that Zealot. Come on. Don't
It's
throw
just
away
like
that Zealot.
3 gateways again.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you see that Vulture right there? As soon as he sees that Vulture, I bet you he's really happy. Because you are not going to have siege mode all that quickly. Like, generally, a lot of Terrans like to do this right now, where they get out quick Vultures and mine up 3rd bases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. He's even getting a starport. Like, when 6 goons come in and start hitting your bunker, what are you going to do? You're going to repair? They can one-shot SCVs. Get out of here.
Oh, and these vultures are taking so much damage.
Oh, indecisive there. Barely does not kill one of them. That makes it a lot harder for him, actually, to pull that off.
Is he just never going to build a command center?
Well, it's 1-base dropship. He is doing one of these weird attacks you basically never see. Oh, he actually went speed first. Look at that. Oh. Well, this can kill a lot of pros, unless the goon is about to pop out. Oh my gosh. And now he knows that something's up, too.
He does have the SimCity on the other side of the minerals, so he should clean it up easily now.
A few more Vultures trying to run out here. They do get past, but this is a lot of goons, and he does not have enough SCVs up here right now.
And he doesn't have the expansion, so the SCVs have to travel all the way from the main base.
Oh, look at that beautiful micro as well. Popping Marines out to take shots, but it doesn't matter. He still breaks through. There's no mines. All he has is a Speed Vulture and SCVs against this many Dragoons.
What? He's just taking out the SCVs in 1 shot at a time. Perfect control. Oh, I'm telling you myself a little.
Well, he's going to lay a few mines down, but seriously, this is so good for Noob right now. He's got a huge advantage. Walks right into that mine. Doesn't really matter all that much.
Another mine.
Doesn't matter that much.
They're a little soft now, but there's so many, right?
Yeah.
So many reinforcements.
Well, this is enough to one-shot SCVs to push Vultures back very, very easily. This is a very tough situation to hold on as Mong.
Maybe even impossible unless the true fact of the STVs being broken is realized.
Well, look at that. Noob knocks out Mong. Mong gets last place in this group. He was trying to be a globetrotter. He was trying to be fancy. And Noob just uses a ladder strategy. Proxy couple gates. Hope that they got the wrong build order. Kill him. You can see Mong very upset by that, but Noob rocking out. Very, very happy with his results. But now he has to play Larva again.
Yeah, and on like a macro map.
Yeah, ground zero, right? So it seems like that's a good map for Larva's style as well, right?
Yeah, that's the perfect map for Larva. So I'm feeling a little sad for Noob here. He has to play against Larva again, and this time on Larva's maybe one of his best maps.
Well, Mong, unfortunately, that might be all that we see him. Like maybe he can get into the other KSL this year or something, but he is going to the military later this year, like you said. So if that is his exit tournament, a fond farewell to Mong. A really great Terran player who, you know, it didn't work out for him tonight, but definitely a player to watch whenever he's active.
I'll miss his celebrations of just like munching on food and drinking like a gallon of water.
Indeed. All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll finish how we started, Larva versus Noob.
승자전 대결의 시작하였습니다. 이번 시즌 프로토스전을 극복하고 이혜훈 선수 이젠 테란전. 이영호 선수는 잡아낸다면 16강에 올라갈 수 있는데 만만치가 않은 상대거든요. 이영호가
완벽하게 모든 정보를 지금 전해주지는 않았습니다만은 본인 안쪽에서 일단 대기하고 있고요.
벌써 3개
네.
열렸고 들어와서 버로우.
자, 버로우.
버로우.
자, 이제는 또 히드라. 그러니까 레어를 일단은 누르고 난 이후에 스파이어로 올라가는 것이 일반적이었다면 지금 이제 완벽하게 의표를 좀 찌르기 위해서 히드라를 준비해서 왔습니다.
저 위에 코만도 좀 들고.
네.
깨지나요?
네, 일반적인 어쨌든 예상을 지금은 완벽하게 뒤엎는 이런 판단을 했어요.
네. 자, 이게 TV에 팔이 닿게 된다면 딱 되거든요.
이 페어가
자, 이쪽에 동원해서 버텨낼 수 있습니까? 1분까지.
자, 원탱크를 어쨌든 지금은 살리면서 플레이해야 되는데 조금 길목에서 벙커 하나 지금은 뒤에 끼고 탱크 살리면서 지금은 한 번은 밀어냈습니다. 허대뿐만 아니라 배슬을 살려야
왼쪽에 스포지.
뒤에 지금 병력 좀 모아주고 있는데 추가 병력까지 합류할 준비.
네.
자, 추가 여기서
완전히 여기에서 이 병력이 잡아먹게 되면 이후에 이 병력을 다시 모을 수는 없는 상황이라서 이 한 번의 전투에서만 이기면 된다는 것을 이혜훈 선수가 알아요.
네, 배슬 하나 더
넣고 살았어요. 버텼어요.
네. 그리고 뒤쪽에 넣고
그냥 차이가 좀 많이 벌어지고 있는 상황. 패자전 대결의 시작하였습니다. 패자전 경기 시작됐습니다. 프로토스 김승현 선수예요. 자, 위쪽은 김승현 선수고요. 오른쪽은 박상현 선수입니다. 오버로드 위쪽으로 올라가고요.
과연 거기에 준하는 기록을 아마추어로서 보여줄 수 있는
끊어버렸어요. 상대방의 일꾼을 초반에 끊어낸 장면이 있었고요. 다시 한번 세컨 정찰. 저글링 4개 나와 있습니다. 추가로 더 나왔어요.
드론을
뚫리거든요.
그리고 시야를 지금은 차단해놨어요. 이게 프로브가 이 저글링 4개에 쫓기다 보니까 오른쪽으로 빠져나가는 저글링의 동선을 완벽하게 파악을 못했거든요.
들어갑니다.
자, 이쪽.
하나 깨요.
이게 버텨줘야 되는데요.
자, 캐논 하나 지금 계속 하나 좀 지어지고 있는 상황이거든요.
저글링이 더 난입 안 된 거, 본진화 쪽으로 난입 안 시킨 거는 그나마도 다행인데
또 왔어요.
캐논이 아니라 원캐논이라서 자, 근데 질럿이 금방 뽑아서 지켰어요. 드론을 안 뽑고 다른 곳에 그냥 해처리에서 저글링만 잔뜩 찍어서 들어오는 이런 체제이기 때문에 입구 쪽을 완전히 틀어막아도 손해는 아닌데.
그런데 수비를
자, 수비
말았어요.
자, 후속 다 이렇게까지 올인을 지금은 하리라고 생각을 못했던 거죠.
김승현 선수도 이렇게 리스크가 큰 전략을 쓸 거라고는 일단 생각을 못했던 것 같고 캐논을 빠르게 또 먼저 지원했던 건 좋은 판단이었었는데.
그렇죠.
제재 최종전 대결의 시작하겠습니다. 16강으로 가는 최종전 대결 시작됐습니다. 파란색 이영우 선수예요. 위쪽은 이영우 선수고요. 아래쪽은 박상현 선수입니다.
테란 같은 경우에는 또 캡슐들을 그냥 확 해버렸습니다. 아예 먹지 않은 상태에서 백더블로
뮤탈리스크 나온 거 지금 확인했고 추가로 곳곳에 터렛이 씌워져 있어요.
좀 더 빠르게 러커를
네.
합니다.
러커까지 준비하는 거 지금 확인하고
리스크와 더불어서 러커가 준비가 되고 있다는 사실을 지금은 이 러커 넷과 저글링 그다음에 뮤탈스크를 통해서 또 노려보겠다라는 건데요.
그냥 들어버리는데요. 이거 뚫리나요?
그렇고요.
네.
그래요. 이게 아무리 탱크가 없다 하더라도 맷집 역할 해줄 만한 건물들이 워낙 많아서 골리앗들이 좀 커버를 안 치는 상태에서나 가능한데
자 뒤에서 정면에 있는 병력을 밀어내고
자 탱크라도 끊어야지 하나라도. 녹았어요. 이영호 완벽한 수비 이후에 정찰 통해 상대방이 어떤 움직임을 가져가는지 다 보고 승리 따냅니다.
AfreecaTV ASL Season 8 Expansion.
All right, we are back, and it's time for another PvC. Larva is fighting Noob again. I gotta be honest, I was pretty certain that we would have a Terran player in this final match. Possibly even 2 Terran players.
Yeah, it seemed like Terran versus Terran was the most likely outcome, but
yeah. But here we are.
Rush took out Mong in the Terran versus Terran, so...
Well, that kind of messed up the whole group, and then Noob taking down Mong. I mean, good for him. Really well done. Now Larva has to defeat him here. Now, okay, you're Noob's coach. You've seen Larva play plenty. You know the map. What do you tell Noob to do? What's your best chance for victory here?
I think you just do some sort of like fairly standard play to begin with, but then you throw in some like twist.
Okay. Okay.
Like, maybe you go like faster weavers than normal.
All right, well, let's get into it. Round 0, our final map of the night.
Now playing in Neo Ground Zero.
So we have Larva in the top left. There he is. And Noob in the bottom left. So you're thinking something like a more of an early late game timing, something like that, like with Reavers? Like to bust the sunken position or something like that? Or?
Well, I'm expecting Larva's going to do the far away expansion where he takes 2 mains.
Yeah.
And just goes for the turtle play. But he is also known to go for heavy mutas when he does that, so maybe Reavers isn't really going to work in that case.
Sure.
But if he goes for the style where you make more drones, you don't take the gases early, you get the 4th base faster, then I think going for some sort of fast Reaver bus might be his best chance. Because you don't want to take to like a 40-minute game against Larva.
Probably not. I don't think that there's many players I would favor in that. Really is a great player in that late game. All right. Audience ended filling up a little bit more throughout the course of the night. Not quite as crazy as last night when Flash was playing.
Yeah, of course, Flash, Jadong,
yeah.
fan clubs are just insane.
Yeah, they are crazy how many people show up for that. Noob looking for that Overlord. A lot of times Larva doesn't even do normal Overlord patterns, so I've definitely noticed.
Yeah, just like cross-map scouting of Overlords, or like go to the center and then change direction suddenly.
Even just changing its path based on the map. Like I've seen a lot of times on circuit breakers where if he sends it south, he'll bend it around where a probe will check.
Yeah. Very smart. But the probe did see the Overlord in the center, and so he knew he was in the top left.
Yeah, gets that probe right in there, only takes 1 real hull damage. So it was a hatchery first,
Oh,
actually.
his probe could go down. He's right on top of it.
Oh my god. What do you think about the hatchery first play?
I think it's smart because you can't put cannons behind the minerals on here really without like just causing like an awkward situation. Like the gas isn't in a good location for you to put the cannons very well protected.
Yeah.
So cannon rush isn't likely, and if it's gateway first, like the distances are longer. You're not as worried about that.
You know, I literally don't even remember the last time I saw Cannon Rush kill someone at the pro level.
And goodbye pro.
Oh my god.
As Joan is a hydralisk.
Well, now he knows how it feels. Protoss generally the one really harassing workers heavily, but great micro there from Larva.
Sees that it's forged first, and he sees that it's a late cannon. So this is actually fine for the Protoss player, because the cannon was not put down early because he managed to get the good scout on the hatchery.
Yeah.
So they got the Nexus right away. And his tech will be good timing as well.
Always nice to see something like that. Looks like Larva getting ready for that third base over at the other natural like you expected, Cadency.
Yeah, this is very Larva, especially on this map, right?
Yeah.
Even people who are not Larva will sometimes do this kind of style on ground zero.
I personally love this style, like just the 4 base, getting up into that Defiler tech and all that. I think it's a great way to play.
It's very difficult though, because the Protoss has so many strange things it can do, like Dragoon Reaver, and it's like, how do you exactly defend against that? Well, you need to like go mutas and Zerglings, and you don't feel fantastic about it.
Maybe that's part of the reason why he really likes the Muta Zergling. Even when he's not doing the strategy, he's done it a fair amount. The probe out there, trying to get some scouting done. Definitely has seen some things already. Cybernex core just finished up, so likely going to throw down a Stargate from there. Yeah, there it is.
Stargate and second gas, completely standard so far.
A few more links coming out from Larva.
That's a little strange, but I guess his speed's about to finish soon, and he wants to completely deny the probes. But he's making so many, actually.
I wonder why that is. What would you want to do with this many Zerglings right now?
Maybe he just wants Noob to feel like he can never move out of his Zealous. Just because he knows he's maybe a stronger player, he just wants him to be like, you're playing the game under my rules. You know?
Yeah. Kind of for maybe 2 less drones, he gets to dictate that whole thing, keep him in his base, make him a little bit scared.
There's no way these Zerglings get in ever.
Yeah.
Do they?
Oh, there's a probe right there, so tries to get it. No, gets it down to
Almost
0.
killed that probe. That was wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to click on that right above the gateway.
Yeah, it really is actually. Can't really turn your screen or anything, so. Okay, well, throws up that Senka cannon, so he's playing a little bit scared. Overlord coming in to see what's what.
I wonder for Larva if he will take the fast gas or the fast 4th base. That's what I'm really interested in.
Spire's going to be finishing up here. Certainly going to grab a few Scourge at least. So it's pushing out now for some pressure.
Is it going to be a bluff though? Is he going to turn around? Does he just go home? Because I think Larva has not even made any extra Zerglings. And
Yeah, he doesn't
is turning home, isn't he?
Ooh. It feels like he had potential there to really force out quite a few Zerglings, to be honest.
Yeah, but he had to assume that Larva probably made the Zerglings, but I think Larva was supply blocked at the time, so he didn't actually get to do that.
Yeah. Well, a couple Zerglings actually do make it into the main base alive here. Oh, they get a probe kill, 1 goes down.
And they get a scout off of the base, which is, I guess, the most important part of running by there.
So this is just going to be +1 legs, right? He's just trying to get a bit of damage done with that?
Yeah, and Larva's going for the fast second gas, so he's going to do his Muta style.
Oh.
So that's very interesting.
Okay, okay. Well, he did throw down a couple creep colonies at the 3rd base, so that's good. Yeah, 2 Sunkens finish up.
Normal sunken timing is gonna throw those right back.
Lots of lings still flooding out right now.
Yeah. Kind of need those to support and catch off stray zealots. Oh, catches the Corsair. That's huge, actually, because he's going muta.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, okay, there's the +1. I was going to say that felt a little bit late, but I guess it's fine. All right, he does have those zealots out roaming a little bit. Corsairs sitting tightly on top of the cannons.
He sees there's no cannon here at the natural for the defense of the probes, so he's probably feeling quite good about that.
Yeah. When are these mutas going to pop? That must be mutas in there, right?
Unless he's gone for all the upgrades, like all the Overlord speed and everything, but...
It has a Hydralisk Den now. It feels like it's just part of the Sim City. I guess we'll see in a second. Yep, there they are.
A couple more creep colonies that could either be spores or, I think, like Panic needs an extra something.
Here come the mutas now towards that natural. Let's see what they can get done.
No cannon. There's Archon just starting. There's only these 3 now Corsairs.
All right, so gets a decent amount of probes with that initial push. With this strategy, are you getting...
kills another Corsair.
Ooh, that's a nice
kill. He might just
kill.
be able to just have complete air dominance over this natural. He kills so many probes.
Yeah, zoning out those Corsairs with the Scourge. Beautiful micro so far. Oh, flies over the Archon. Does end up losing the Scourge. We'll lose that Muta as well.
Larva usually has very good Muta versus Archon control. Very surprising to see him miss micro there.
A little bit of a mistake there. Now, is he going to switch into Hydras from here? Because I feel like it's pretty obvious we're going to see like a Corsair +1 Zealot Archon push coming out, right?
But he has such a good Sincetti with his Sunkens, and the Mutas above like a Spore. It's very hard for him to actually do anything. So he doesn't really need the Hydras right away. He needs the Hydras for when the drops come.
Okay, so you think he just continues to produce the Mutalisks for now?
Yeah, I think you just keep going Mutas and Scourge and drones, and you just get your 4th base up and just saturate it with drones and you have to kind of get some damage done with these Mutas because you made them instead of your 4th base.
Yeah.
So they can't just sit around doing nothing.
All right, well, the move out is coming. Starting to micro against those Zealots a little bit. Corsairs coming to help out. Corsairs over an Archon. Pretty scary for Muta.
Control is very important here. If you can get the Scourge on top of the Corsairs.
Oh, got one hit. So losing a few of these Scourge. Kills another one.
Okay, he's really doing a good job at thinning out the Corsair count, which really delays any kind of pressure from Noob.
Yeah, Noob's still roaming a little bit, not committing really.
Yeah, but Noob still does not have a 3rd base, and even if he takes his 3rd base, it's not a gas.
Yeah, well, is that the 3rd you're actually supposed to take on this map?
Well, you can't really take the side base because it's so near the Zerg's natural, and if the Zerg opens Mutas, he's very likely to go Guardian.
That makes perfect sense.
You're just going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
So you have to take the mineral base or the other main at the bottom right. But right now he doesn't have enough map control, I think, to take the other main.
Is that a probe that he has in that bottom right? I wonder if he's thinking about possibly doing that. He has +2 now. A lot of Dragoons as well. Starting to push towards that main.
Yeah, now he's really going to have a stranglehold on the map control, so now would be a good timing for him to try and get the bottom right. Because I don't think there's... if he tries to go all in from here, I just don't see it working without a Reaver.
Yeah, look at that. Even has some Lurkers joining the battle right now. So many Sunkens out as well. Corsair count has been reduced to nothing. Or just 1, rather.
He's just trying to pick up what he can of the Dragoons, maybe get the hatchery, and then possibly try and poke the other side of the map as this side gets filled up with Sunkens.
Yes, okay, he does throw on a Nexus in that bottom right position. Oh, and then he cancels it. Maybe because I think there's a Zergling right there. Ouch.
Yeah, this 3rd base timing is really bad for Noob. And he's going to lose more probes now.
Yeah, this counterattack, very nice. The Sunken's going to hold on for Larva for a little bit, for sure. First
If
shuttle
this
coming
shuttle
out.
goes down, it's game over, I think.
Wow. That bad.
Well, I mean, he's lost all his probes, so
yeah,
it's
no.
already that bad.
Yeah, I guess so.
But this shuttle was like his one chance to like ferry units into the main or do something like storm drop.
Yeah, everything seems so turtled right now.
But goodbye, all of your
Oh my
probes.
god. You can see the look on his face too. He's just really frustrated with the situation.
Yeah, he can't be too happy. Well, I mean, he did take one game,
Yeah.
which is more than I think anyone else thought he would do. But
Absolutely.
I mean, did it meet his own expectations? Maybe not.
Well, a tough group indeed. Losing a couple times to Larva. Not that bad. You can see him shaking his head. Kind of a half smile on his face here as he realizes his economy is completely garbage. He has no way to break through any turtle positions.
Yeah, and Larva doesn't even need to saturate his fourth base at all. He doesn't even need to care about that. It's just like a macro hatchery at this point because
Yeah.
you've got such a stranglehold on the game.
Still killing even more probes here. Ouch. Well, a couple zealots on the map. I'm not sure what they're doing. Maybe just scouting what's going on.
Yeah,
Might
he
be a
just
while
kind of
before
wants to see how bad the situation is before he GGs. I think that's what it is.
I think so, because this is one of those situations where you can't watch this VOD for a couple of days because it hurts too bad. So you still kind of want to know. GG is called. Noob immediately ripping his headset off with a smile on his face. Larva advances in second place to the round of 16.
Well, two people who advanced, I could see them being barely expected. Maybe Mong could have come in instead of Rush, or maybe instead of Larva even, but...
Yeah, it felt to me like Larva was very, very likely to get out and then one of the Terrans.
Yeah.
You know, Noob getting to the final match. I'm actually surprised. Like, I make a lot of jokes about PBT and stuff, but...
And Mong getting last place in this group,
Yeah,
that's the
right?
crazy thing.
Yeah. It didn't seem like something too likely. Like, for Mong to, if you told me before I came in Mong got last place, I'd be like, did Noob knock Larva into the loser match? Like, is that how that happened? You know, like maybe he did some funky cheese, but surprising to see Mong go out so quickly. But Larva going on, always a good thing for the show and the fans.
Yeah, Larva very, very popular here. Has all his funny shenanigans that he does on his stream and everything.
All right, we are going to go to his winners interview here with Andy. Andy, take it away.
All right, we have our final winner of Group B, round of 24. It is none other than Larva. We are going to have an interview with him. Congratulations. Thank you. It wasn't an easy win, but you do make it to the round of 16. How do you feel?
일단은 조금 좀
First of all, you know, I'm not that happy right now.
좋지만은 않아요.
Just seriously not happy.
이제 또 더 열심히 해가지고 16강에서
But you know, I will try to play better in the next game and play better in round of 16.
김몽준 선수는 첫 번째 경기와 최종전에서 그래도 가벼운 몸놀림으로 좀 잡고 올라갔는데 아쉬움이
I mean,
남은
you did
시점에
play
아무래도 유영준
very nice
선수의
today,
승자조 경기가 아니었나 하는 생각이
but you know, in the
들어요.
final match, you did show
간단하게
good
잘
performance.
끌어갔는데 그 이후에 배틀크루저가 나온 이후에는 살짝
After
좀
the battle
균형이
cruiser, you know, it felt like the game was kind of
경기하면서 좀
tilting
어떤
for you.
느낌이었나요?
원래 영유타를 찍으면 안 되는 거였었는데
I shouldn't have went for the mutalisk,
상대방이 터렛을 안 박다 보니까 연습 때는
and the enemy wasn't actually going for the turrets.
지었었는데
And things generally just wasn't working out for me.
오기가 생겨가지고 뮤탈리스크를 써봤는데
And then I opted for the mutalisk, and that definitely was not
그래도
good.
이렇게 계속해서 새로운 시도를 하고 있는 이몽규 선수기 때문에 앞으로 16강에서의 모습도
We definitely will look forward to your round of 16 performance.
어떤 모습 보여주고 싶으신가요?
How will we perform in the round of 16?
평상시의 스타일을 좀 버리려고
I will try to throw in my normal playstyle and opt for a different one. But since this is a tournament, and since this is a best of one in the round of 24, I just try to play my normal playstyle to be safe. You're showing that you'll show a different side of yours in the round of 16. And the fans here have waited until the very end to see you
제가 그냥
Would you like to say anything to your fans?
대하는 거 티도 안 냈어요. 그냥 혼자 묵묵히 열심히 했었는데.
I was just,
그래도 많이
I was just playing silently today, and thank you for the fans for coming here to the venue.
이벤트 준비해가지고 많은 분들이 직관 오실 수 있도록.
And I'll try to prepare an event in the future so that many fans can come here.
모습도 기대하겠습니다. 인터뷰
Alright, we'll
고맙습니다.
look forward to your next match. Thank you.
자, 이렇게 해서 오늘의 두 번째 16강
And that is it for the interview.
선수와 함께했습니다.
All right. Thank you very much, Andy. Larva not happy with his results here today, but still makes it to that round of 16 alongside Rush.
And that doesn't mean he's going to have a more difficult opponent, though, right?
Well, we do the group selection, right? So we have the 4 players that will be seeded as the heads of the group. So it just kind of matters who wants to play against him and who doesn't. Probably Flash will choose him. That would be my guess. Anyways, this is our round of 16 players so far. We have our 4 seeds in Last Minute, Rain, and Harangi. And then the players that have qualified so far, yesterday, Saxory and Flash, today, Rush and Larva. Look at that, 3-3-2. Now, our next 2 matches on Sunday and Tuesday of next week, Snowzilla, Jaedong, and Jaehoon, and then Sulky, Ample, Action, Oregon. God, I love that group.
Those are both some really cool groups.
Yeah.
The Zerg versus Pros group and the Zerg versus Terran group.
Yeah, and look at, I almost, like Snow's PvZ's gotten a lot better lately, but that's some aggression right there, man. Oh my God, Zilla and Jaedong, things can go very wrong for you as a
very
Protoss.
aggressive, right. And Snow's actually pretty similar to Jaehoon.
Oh, do they play a similar style?
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting that there's like 2 Zergs that are the same and 2 Protosses that are similar.
Yeah. It'll be exciting to see if Zealot can have a good season here. He has really been on the up and up lately. He's one of our
I
more
would love to
aggressive
see
amateurs.
that. Zealot has been teaching me a lot, so
He's
he's
super
like my
nice
sensei
guy.
right now.
Yeah.
Because he has good English.
He does. All right, so that's ASL for today. Cadenzi, thank you for coming down. It was a lot of fun talking about these games
It's
with
been
you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Always good to see Zerg games. It was nice to see Larva actually go into the losers game so that we can actually see more Zerg games, 3 instead of 2.
I would have been even more happy with it if one of the Terrans could have not,
No.
you know, 2-0 and 0-2.
We don't want any Terran versus Terran final shenanigans.
Yeah. But among Larva one could have been good, something like that. Would have enjoyed. Well, guys, don't forget to keep your tickets if you're here in the studio. We do a raffle at the end. We're giving away some ASL fans. I don't mean the people who are watching, but rather things to cool you down because it's so hot here in the summer. Mouse pads, jerseys, things like that. Really great stuff, basically, if you come down to the ASL studio. Other than that, I mean, we start GSL Code S Season 3. The last season of the year of Code S starts tomorrow. So definitely make sure you tune in to that. I'll be casting that with Rapid. Cadenzi, what's your next thing down the pipeline? You have any tournaments coming up?
There is maybe a couple of tournaments coming up here, but recently there seems to be a trend for the tournaments for me is that they're all more team-based, they're all more communication-based, so I'm a little bit nervous about like team melee tournaments, micro-macro, you know, that use map settings.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tournaments that are like based around that kind of play.
They're nerfing you.
Yeah,
with the
they're
formats.
really getting me, and they're also bringing in like elo caps and stuff like that. So like your team is going to be like one like strong elo player. So like my elo is so high that the rest of my team is going to be 3 weak players instead of like 1 medium, 1, you know. So
Totally. So yeah, that's that definitely makes it a bit
tough
rough.
days for me these days.
Sorry to hear. Hey, what's your channel on Africa so people can check it out?
It's just Cadenzi.
AfreecaTV.com/Cadenzi.
Very easy.
All right, excellent. Definitely make sure that you check her out on there. That's about it for us, guys. I think that we are about ready to go. Thank you for watching ASL, and we will see you next time.
Whether or not to keep you, rather or not to lead you. Knowing that I concede you, how could I turn and delete you? Been in that clinic before, saw the pill and the needle. Walking out, she in tears, probably thinking I'm evil. I'm thinking we dodged the bullet, give ourselves some time to peel. We may love a week later and give ourselves no time to heal. I'm thinking it's time to chill. Hit the yard for a vacay, tell her don't take the pill. When thinking about no baby, was thinking about my heyday. Be 20-something and rich. I know that she getting thick, acting funny. See, now I understand everything it takes to be a man. I'm asking you for forgiveness while holding them to your hand, praying that we can make it, and I never let you down. On your head is the crown, my firstborn. You bring me black joy. Everything it takes to be a man. I'm asking you for forgiveness while holding on to your hand, praying that we can make it, and I'll never let you down. On your head is to crown my firstborn. You bring me black joy. The only time I'm happy is around you. A lot of you inside of me, inside of you, it's all truth, it's all new. Still trying to make the adjustment. Fell back from everything, rapping right into hustling. Problems feel like they double. We struggle to stay afloat. Before I ever let you sink my bare hands and build a boat. Thinking about your future, birthdays and graduations. How your grandpa gave me advice on all these situations. I'm hoping to build a kingdom, hand you over the castle, be the first one in the crowd while you flipping over your tassel, cheering you from the sideline. Basketball or soccer, instead of being a rapper, hope you strive to be an author. I'm hoping that I can offer encouragement and support, but beware Snoop Dogs while you trying to build you a fort. So you will catch that one later, we'll watch the movie together. I'll be here in any weather to make it better, cause now I understand everything it takes to be a man. I'm asking you for forgiveness while holding them to your hand, praying that we can make it, and I never let you down. On your head is to crown my firstborn. You bring me black joy. Everything it takes to be a man. I'm asking you for forgiveness while holding on to your hand, praying that we can make it, and I'll never let you down. On your head is to crown my firstborn. You bring me black joy. On your head is the crown. You bring me black joy. On your head is the crown. You bring me black joy. On your head is the crown. So proud. On your head is the crown. What I mean, joy. You bring me black joy. You bring me black joy. You bring me black.
I found you